A brand new save to the channel, a youth only save. We've just finished 10 seasons of Sussex where we've tried to win the County Championship, the Royal London Cup and the T20 Blast. We won a lot, but we never won the Royal London Cup, and today we're going to be doing it a little bit different. We're taking over as Somerset. Somerset financially are in a pretty good position with a basic pay of 947. That doesn't change throughout the whole entire save, and as you can see, we are the 6th highest basic pay. So if you're a poor old Derbyshire, you only get 811,000. We are only allowed to play players that have come through either the Somerset Youth Academy or the Devon Youth Academy, because the Devon one tacks on to Somerset. So they're the only players we're allowed to use, and then the players that we're allowed to sign are only players that come through our Youth Academy or through the youth ranks in the end of season. We're not allowed to sign any domestic or overseas players. It's going to be incredibly difficult. But what it does, it puts an emphasis on coaching and physio. And these are the players that we've got available to us. We have got a squad of 30 players, of which all of these we are not going to be allowed to play at all this season, including 5 overseas players of Cam Bancroft, Ishodi, Matt Henry, Neil Wagner and Peter Siddle. These are the only players that have either only played for Somerset, come through the Youth Academy. It is going to make it incredibly hard season number 1, but it is going to give us room in the future to grow and become an absolute dynasty based on our youth system. And the first thing to do as captain is work out who we're going to re-sign, and hopefully here we can free up some money. So the first thing we can do as captain is sign some players, and now there's a whole bunch of youth players available to our name. Generally what you're looking for here is high batting averages or low bowling averages and really high wage demands. That's how you kind of work out who your best players are. We have 94,000 to our name. We are going to invest heavily into our youth team and into coaching, because that is going to develop the players the best. And there's a couple of players that meet our needs straight away. Aaron Wainwright is 21 years old. He's an aggressive, I like that, aggressive, scores fast, will play in all competitions, but he's a bowler with 156 wickets at 23 to his name. That is quite exceptional. A strike rate of 41 is brilliant. Not quite so great in one-day cricket, but in the Blast, I'd say that's a very reasonable performance. He's going to come in as our first signing on 3-year deal. And then with the bat to sign someone, there's this guy here who looks phenomenal. Simon Golly is 19 years old. Slight spin preference, slight back foot preference. Plays the spin off the back foot, obviously. But look at his stats. 15 matches. He's got an average of 50. Call it 50. 3 centuries to his name and a strike rate of 81 in 3-day cricket. In one-day cricket, he's got a century. He averages 30 with a strike rate of 114. And in T20 cricket, he's got a strike rate of 171. Fully fledged 3-format player. And one thing we could do with is batters, because we've only got 4 batters available to us. Will Smith, Tom Lambie, Tom Abel and George Bartlett. And I think the other player that we need to take a look at is going to be this guy, Plummer. Opening bat, which we definitely need. 19 years old, average aggression, but preferences throughout the board. Plenty of time on his side, but his batting stats are really good. 4 centuries, 4 50s, an average of 45. In one-day cricket, he averages 46 with 1,000 runs, 2 centuries. And in T20 cricket, a 133 strike rate. They're all very reasonable to me, which puts us way over budget. So it would mean that we need to drop our youth team down slightly to make it happen. But we can drop the physio down, which means it would happen. And sign 2 batters and a bowler. Right, Wainwright's in, Golly's in, and Plummer's in. Plummer's not in. Plummer wants more money. He's obviously a very, very talented young man. We're going to go 32,000. He's definitely worth it. We've got to sign good young players early doors. 3-year deal. And you know what? I think I'm going to switch the money around again and try and sign this guy. Drinkle looks brilliant with the ball. 104 wickets at 23 in second team cricket. 39 wickets at 20 in one-day cricket. And an average of 21 with the ball, but an economy rate of 7.65. Which completely messes with the original budget. but looks like a player of massive worth, which we really need, and we also need bodies on the ground. Plummer is in and Drinkle is in. We have added to this team superbly in the first window. So it does give us some more depth in this team. It gives us a genuine 6 batters. It gives us a genuine 6 bowlers. We've got 2 wicket keepers, and let's not forget one of those is Jimmy Rue, who is absolutely gold dust at the moment, 1,000 runs in county championship cricket, and we've got about 6 all-rounders. And we're going to do what we set out to do. We've invested in coaching with 50,000, so all these players are going to get work on their batting. And one thing that's really interesting, we've got new England superstar Shoaib Bashir, but we can't play him, and he will be released because he didn't come through the Somerset Youth Academy. The other players that we really want to invest in is George Thomas, who was part of the England Under-19 World Cup campaign a couple of years ago. Casey Aldridge with the ball is going to be critical for us, so he's going to get some technique, and only 22 years old. So is Lewis Goldworthy. And the last one is going to be Will Smead, who is a T20 player. But we are going to see if he's still available to play in red ball cricket, and if he is, we're going to turn him into a specimen. And everything we do, obviously, like the last series, will be tracked through stats as well. Oh, look at that. Plummer's on the rise already. Front foot batting to the limit. I've got high hopes for him. He's the guy that is 32.5 grand. Is he worth it? Have some work. Oh, he's already improved fast bowling to the limit. This is either really good or it's really bad. But this is how we're going to shape up for the start of the season. Tom Lammonby, who scored 100 in the Bob Willis Trophy final a few years ago, has kind of petered off. But here's an opportunity to come back. Plummer will make his debut. Tom Abel, class as always at 3. George Bartlett at 4. Golly's going to come in for debut at 5. And Jimmy Rue, 1,000 championship runs last season at 6. Lewis Gregory is a Somerset boy. So is Goldsworthy. So is Aldridge. So it gives us plenty of all-rounders. We've got depth. Craig Overton came through the Devon county before moving into Somerset, so that works, and Jack Leach is a Somerset boy as well. We're leaving a whole host of good players on the sideline. Bancroft, Sean Dixon, who scored a triple century 2 years ago. Andrew and Mead. Tom Banton is available. Tom Kohler-Cadmore is not. He came through Worcester. Davis isn't available. Ralph van der Meer we can't pick. Bashir we can't pick. Jack Brooks we can't pick. Josh Davey we can't pick. Siddle we can't pick. Wagner we can't pick. And Drinkle and Wainwright are going to go and play some second team cricket. So is everyone that is not going to be part of this team to start with. And after all that, we're still a 4-star rated team for the County Championship Division 1. We are going to start. It's a beautiful time to bat. Come on, Plummer, get yourself in. And it was all going so well until England international Chris Woakes pins him LBW. Decent knock first up, 26 off 54. And with a little pull shot, Tom Lammonby goes and makes his first 50 of the season. Before Chris Rushworth, the wily old veteran, cleans him up for a well-made 72. And Tom Abel bored up the first century of the season, cutting the ball away to the cover boundary of Chris Woakes to take us past 300. And George Bartlett did exactly the same. He went on and scored his first century of the season. A decent knock from 179 balls. Pretty chanceless for a guy that's averaging 30 in first class cricket. Simon Golly's exuberant strike rate on debut didn't quite work out, pulling one straight to slip. But Bartlett was not to be deterred with the wickets falling round him, hitting this one for 4 and moving on to his first career double century. And just as the team ticked past 600, so did Bartlett, moving on to 250 not out, before finally being removed for 257. Time to declare, time to try and bowl them out. We've got 2 days to try and take 20 wickets. We may have batted too long. Eventually, match drawn. 306 for 7 off 101 overs. They finish. Will Rhodes with some decent runs. Chris Benjamin runs. Sam Hain with runs. Just couldn't break them down. The pitch was actually okay to play on, but it's a good 10 points to start the season. As we get more improvements, Leonard has improved his bowling technique, so has Aldridge, and Golly's improved the front foot batting to the limit. He moves on to general technique. Nottinghamshire second game, a good Nottinghamshire team with England internationals of Duckett and Hamid in the lineup. Stuart Broad gets a run out as well. Tom Lammonby, he went back-to-back 50s, punching this one into the offside. Nice shot, nice knock, moves to 50. And George Bartlett, he's the man in form, 257 in the first game and 50 not out in this game. Golly's start to the campaign is a pretty poor one. Trapped LBW round the wicket to Stuart Broad. Now he knows what it feels like to be David Warner. And Tom Lammonby went on to make a well-made century. This could be the year that Lammonby cements himself as a county championship player. And we end up losing the game. Not enough runs on the board, to be honest. Somerset first innings, Bartlett with another 50, Lammonby with a century, but not go big, 397. Young Matthew Montgomery, only 22 years old, bats beautifully. One played and missed, one LBW appeal. I think that's his second one of the season, 2 in 2 weeks. He's off to a great start. 7 for Casey Aldridge as well. Don't let that go under the radar. Young player, getting it done. George Bartlett, what a start to the season. 107 not out, but we only score 2-4-1 as we are blitzed again. And we lose our lower order very, very quickly before they polish us off. Leonard's improved his bowling technique and Wainwright's improved it as well. And Leonard is on the rise. Leonard's the man. In fact, that's the change that we're going to see. Goldsworth is going out and Leonard's coming in. Give us an extra seamer, which now takes us down to a 3-star rated team. Maybe not the best choice I've ever made. And on day 1 against a very good Lancashire team in the next game, Plummer goes and makes his first ever first-class century. Well batted, sir. A good knock, 3 catchable shots, there was chances. But he's held on strong and is now averaging 61. We end up match drawn against Lancashire. Another game we're on the verge of winning, but just can't quite get across the line. We bat well, 319. Plummer with 104. I'm going to take some of that. But golly's had a rough start to the season. Bowl them out for 207. This was really good. The extra seamer really worked and Jack Leach came and spun his magic with 4 for 9. We get 254. Golly with 49. Starting to make stuff happen. Strike rate of 48. He's a faster scorer than that, but middle order held strong, gave us something, and we gave ourselves a day essentially. Day and an over to bowl them out. We had 98 overs at them. Couldn't quite finish it off. They hang on. It's 9 points, but we're in the relegation zone. Golly's improved his batting technique, as has Casey Aldridge again. An overall start to the season, 3 games down. The batting lineup's looking pretty good, minus Golly and Jimmy Rue. With the ball maybe slightly wanting a little bit with Lewis Gregory as the opening bowler, but generally okay. Oh, we've got match drawn. We needed about 470 to win. We were never going to get there, but Overton and Leach managed to battle it out. They got 313 and was sitting pretty at 303 for 5, but there were 313 all out. Casey Aldridge with 6 for. This guy has got something different about him on the game, and what it comes down to is strike rate. He's a strike rate bowler. He goes at a lot, but if you can get him bowling at the right time, he will run through teams, and that's what he did. Our batting wasn't very good. We changed it to be a seamer's wicket, and it didn't quite work out for us. But we did manage to hold on, do enough. Lewis Gregory, Casey Aldridge, George Bartlett, just doing enough, giving us some points. But we are the only winless team after 4 games. Oh, Drinkle's on the rise. That's what we like to see. Young players doing well. And Plummer is out injured, averaging 43 this year as well. Does mean the actual only other opener that we've got is Ben Green. 25 years old, averages 17. It's weakening the team, but when we get cash back out of letting all these other players go and overseas players, we're going to keep investing in young players and bringing through the best cream of the crop. Ned Leonard's struggling a little bit with a 56 bowling average as well. Drinkle and Wainwright both averaging 28 with the ball in second team cricket. Josh Thomas, George Thomas's brother, I think, is averaging 70 in second team cricket. Tom Banton's averaging 100 and Will Smeed's averaging 50. I wonder whether the change that we actually make is Will Smeed to open in the batting. It's crazy, I know, but he goes out and blitzes it. Let's just let him go out and blitz it. We've been smashed by Lancashire, and they only scored 414. Luke Wells with a really nice made ton. Runs down the order as well. Gregory with 4, Leach with 3. They batted a long time for that, 138 overs. We were 264 all out. Jimmy Rue holding strong with 68, but top order fell apart. Will Smeed, that experiment didn't quite work, and we were bowled out for 138 the very next day. Bottom. We might get relegated, but that's part of this process. It's an incredibly hard series to do. And it's a loss to 8 wickets to Middlesex as well. Somerset, 129 for Will Smeed. That's what you love to see. showing a little bit of faith. But 2-5-1, we've got about a 50-run deficit. 4 for Overton, 4 for Gregory. Gave a little bit of a bowl to Tom Lammonby, Eskenazi and Stoneman. Brilliant partnership in the middle of 154. Not an easy track to bat on. We get 198 all out. Again, top order lacking. I think Tom Abell's probably the most disappointing player of the series so far. High-class player, only averaging 31 with 1 century. Not quite sticking it, and they knock him off relatively easy and relatively fast as well. As we go into the blast, with Goldsworthy improving his bowling technique, Golly being out injured, Plumbers get Golly. I wanted him for the blast because of his strike rate, and Leonard's back. I'm quite interested to see Drinkle in this because he's the guy with the 7.65 economy rate. That could be quite exceptional. And I feel it's a 5-seam a day looking at the weather. So I think we're going to give Drinkle a debut. Tom Banton and Will Smeed at the top of the order looks pretty good. Plummer's going to bat at 3. We're going to see how that goes. I'm not entirely convinced it's the right thing to do, but it's a debut. We've got some other players on the bench. We've got Jimmy Rue on the bench. Goldsworthy we can bring in. George Thomas and Josh Thomas are both available. And we've got Green we could bring in as well. In fact, Green had a very reasonable season a year ago. Jimmy Rue's not played a lot of this. Goldsworthy going at 9s previously. So I think this is the team we're going to start with. It's going to be a hard campaign. But we're a 3-star rated team. It could be a lot worse. And we pick up a victory, but it's a Duckworth-Lewis victory. So we could just bat on full max aggression. We only had 12 overs we were allowed to bat. Plummer 25 off 7. I'm all over that. Bartlett and Abel add in runs. We score at a high rate. Casey Aldridge 3 for 17. Drinkle went for about 20 overs in his first over. So we're just going to have to watch that. That's hammered. We've just been bowled out for 105 in 17 overs. Top order capitulated. Sean Hunt went absolutely through us and they knock him off in 12 overs. Jack Leach is on his way to England and Leonard's improved his bowling technique again. What I'm going to do for this period is just work on some aggressive one-day bowling, which I feel is going to help with wicket taking. And to me, wicket taking wins your games. Smashed by 42. Only Tom Lammonby offered some resistance. Top order's the problem. Nessa, it's not Michael Nessa, absolutely ripped through us. But Smeed and Banton have done nothing so far. We are going to make a change. Goldworthy is going to come in for Drinkle. Gives us a little bit more depth with the bat and spinner. Lose by 3 wickets. Not a bad performance. 160 for 9. Tom Lammonby with 48 again. But Tom Abell is literally just a walking wicket at this stage. As is Tom Banton and Will Smeed, who are averaging single digits of 5 and 6. Leonard's also going at 10 and over, which is a problem. We haven't really got a lot of choice, but I'm going to give Wainwright a run out just to see if he's got anything. Smashed by Middlesex. This is going to be the toughest save we've ever done on the channel. We've always been successful with England, but this is all about these young players. And at the moment, it's not quite working out, particularly the top of the order. We're 2 down before we've even started the game. How long's Golly out for? 2 days with a fracture. Looking forward to getting him in the team. Battered by Essex by 7 wickets with 4 overs remaining. Plummer top scores with 26. The batting's poor and we don't have 5 bowlers that's good enough yet. But Golly is back and golly gosh, we desperately need him in this. Look, we're a mess. I think he's actually going to come in for Tom Abell, who should in theory be the best player in the team, but that's not quite working. Gregory's going to take the captain's armband. None of it's going well. Every bowler is going around the park. If we look at 2 years ago to see if there's anything. Jack Leach. Oh, we can bring Jack Leach in. We're going to go with 2 spinners. Another loss, this time by 36 runs. 2 spinners didn't work. Leach and Goldsworthy both went at 13s. They go big. Jimmy Vince with 72. Plummer top scored for us again. And the openers, yeah. Okay, this is closer. They win with 4 balls to spare by 6 wickets. Was it really close? Not really. They did really well. Batting wise, more of the same. Nothing at the top. Thankfully, a run out in the county championship instead. And a 6-run victory by Essex. This went down to the wire in a very low scoring contest. Jack Leach was brilliant with 11 wickets in the match. Only big tall Paul Walter. He's a Big Bash legend at the moment. He did really well. We get 169. Bartlett top scores with 40. Plummer top scores with 50 in the chase. Gregory almost took us home with Craig Overton. Those guys put on 61, but we couldn't quite hold on. 3 points, bottom of the table. India win the Test Championship. James Rowe improves his batting technique. Thomas improves his batting technique twice. And Goldsworthy has improved his attacking bowling. I like that. And we almost topple Surrey as well. Plummer with a 50. Lammonby with 42. Nothing at the top of the order. Again, this kind of 130 to 160 is very much where our team's at the moment. Not bad bowling, Overton and Gregory. Goldsworthy, how's your attacking bowling going, son? Not quite there. But we had them on the ropes. But Jason Roy with 40. Ryan Patel batted really well for 40 as well. And in the return fixture, it didn't quite go so well. Tom Banton turned up. 80 off 50 balls. That's more useful than what we've seen. But they knocked them off with 5 overs to spare. With great pace as well. 3 runs. We're getting closer. The team may or may not be getting better. It's going to take a few seasons because we need the young players to develop and come through. They don't come in at 19 generally ready to hit the ground running. Got to build on it. Decent performance here. Tom Lammonby, 2 for 48. Goldsworthy, 2 for 32. Very good. Can't get it done with the bat. Tom Banton with the first ball. Look at that for a campaign. That's horrendous. That's taking inconsistency to the next level. Plummer's been very reasonable for us. Has chipped in most games with a 141 strike rate. So I'm quite happy with that. Lammonby's been great. And to be fair, I probably should be batting him further up the order. Rue's on the rise with his batting technique as we go and get a victory. 142 for 7. Gloucester. Ollie Price does well. He's a good player on this game. But Gregory with 5 for. Aldridge with economy rate of 5.75. And we get across the line. Plummer with 30. Golly with 31 off 23. I was just thinking he is terrible and he's not lived up to the expectations I've set of him. He's averaging 10. And his strike rate's now up to 110. You can imagine how much lower it was before that knock. Goldsworthy's improved attacking one-day bowling to their limit, which is fantastic. So if we give him some defensive one-day bowling, we can round him out. It's very overcast against Notts. This could be a mauling. Not a bad first game for Wainwright. 2 for 22 and 3 for 88. Low-scoring sort of game that we probably shouldn't have lost. Tom Abel steps up and scores 132. That's really good to see. But top order, non-existent. Bowl them out for 133. So we take a massive 180-run lead. Looking really, really strong in this game. We bat 242 all out. Bartlett with 61. He's had a great start to the campaign. Plummer with 41. And then they go 411 for 7 from 130 overs. We can't bowl them out. Poor. Really, really poor. Should have done better. 5 points on the board. We're staring relegation in the face. But it's all about the rise that comes with it. We may go down. But we go down fighting, and with youngsters we'll come back up. With the ball in the blast, Wainwright's not been that bad. An economy rate of 9.09, I feel, is okay for his first year. 2 wickets is a little bit of a kick in the teeth. So I'm going to give Drinkwell another go. What a win. 212 for 7. Surrey go 3 for Overton. He has had a good campaign. Drinkle didn't do well previously. Went at 14.5 and over here. That's a slight concern. But we knocked them off with 1 ball to spare. Will Smead, welcome to the party. Welcome to the season. Good to see you. 90 off 45 balls and 37 off 19 from Gregory. We've won 3. Okay, I think we're all agreed that Drinkle isn't the guy yet. Wainwright we should stick with. Tom Lammonby is going to move it again up 1 in the order. And we win this one. Things have turned around quite nicely towards the end of the season. Goldsworthy's 2 for 22 at 5.5. Exceptional. Aldridge has been good multi-format for us. I feel that's a good position and we knock off them quite easy with 5 balls to spare. 50 for Plummer. He gets it done. Second 50 of the campaign. 34 for Tom Lammonby. Gregory's gold down the back end of the order. We don't make the finals. Who would have thought that? But we do finish bottom. And who would have thought that? But we've bought it back. I'm actually relatively happy with that. Most runs in the campaign, Tom Lammonby, 371 at a strike rate of 140. He was great. Plummer was good as well, 360 at a 147 strike rate. I think we've got to doff our cap to them. And then there's just a big drop-off. Will Smead's strike rate was really good, but averaging 14 and only scoring 200 runs isn't quite going to get it. Golly averaging 15 with a 15 strike rate, not good. Tom Banton wasn't good. With the ball, Casey Aldridge actually outperformed, wicket-wise, Craig Overton and Lewis Gregory. So there's something really positive that's come out of it. Goldsworthy, fairly positive as well. All the young lads, very young. Jimmy Ruse got his front foot batting to their limit, which is great. I'm going to work you through the offside. Jack Leach is out injured, which is a bit of a shame, but we're going to give Goldsworthy a run out. And Drinkle's improved his bowling technique. Goldsworthy's improved his bowling technique. We get 2 young players coming through, Flavin and Swanton. We lose to Hampshire by 6 wickets. Kyle Abbott, man of the match. What a player he is. There's some statistics on him as being one of the greatest bowlers in the championship of all time in terms of how he's performed relatively to the era that he bowls in. We don't really bat very well in this game. Bartlett scores 250s. He's had a great campaign for us, to be fair. 25 years old. He's averaging 60 with the bat. Bowled them out for 237. Lammonby's always there. I chuck him an over here and there. Wainwright with 3 for 27. I'm going to take a bit of that and I'm going to enjoy it. But they knock off 169 for 4 down. Never really in doubt. Jack Leach with 3 points. Bottom of the table. And Sussex have won the T20 Blast. So Sussex were the team I've just managed. If you've not watched the series, you can catch out all 10 episodes. Wainwright, that's a really good performance. 2 matches in the championship. He's averaging 19. As we go and get a victory. Ramshaw with the runs, 19 years old. I don't know him. I don't know if he's a credited guy in the game. 4 for Leach, 4 for Overton. We took a first innings deficit with Tom Abel scoring a century. Jimmy Rue with 45. But we didn't actually need that much to bowl them out, because we bowled them out for 90 here, and to knock them off we only needed 150, and we did it in 50 overs. Oh, we might, I don't want to jinx this, we've got a chance of staying up. Casey Aldridge has improved his bowling technique again, and Leonard's on the rise. And so are Surrey, not us. Our batting is in a really, really poor place. We've not scored more than 300 in what feels like forever. Tom Abel finding a little bit of form after a poor start to the season, 77 not out here. Lewis Gregory, second top scorer, and that means your top 6 did nothing all game, which is very interesting. Bowled them out for 198, and they almost do it. Leach with 5 for 25. He's a great player on this game. Can't quite knock them off. Casey Aldridge went 7.5 and over, which is a massive concern. As we go into Royal London Cup territory and we try and work out what players we've actually got left. And Royal London Cup, this is the team that we're going to be going with. Green's going to open at the top, along with Plummer, who's going to make his debut. Bartlett at 3 has been brilliant in the championship. George Thomas, ex-England under-19, comes in. Jimmy Rue bats at 5. Golly's going to bat at 6. So I'm okay with that. We leave behind people like Dixon, Andrew Mead, 2 of the young players that's come through the youth academy, Davis, Thomas's brother who could come in. Bashir, Brooks and Davey and Henry all can't play, nor can Ogborn, nor can Siddle, nor can Wagner. So with the ball we're going with seamers Casey Aldridge, Wainwright, Sonny Baker, who's got 19 wickets at 25 in this competition. And then we're going with 2 spinners, to which we're going to change our pitch to being a spinning wicket. As we win the first game, we bowl Warwickshire out for 189. Warwickshire's a good team. Rob Yates, Will Rhodes, Ed Barnard, lots of runs in that lineup. Wainwright, what are you doing? 4 for 21. What a performance that is. 3 for Sonny Baker. Jack Leach was economical going at 2.9. So we knocked them off. A little bit of worry about Green and Plummer and Thomas and Rue. But Golly with 41 and Bartlett needs to be the star, 80 off 80. We are a 1-star rated team. That's incredible. I can't believe it comes down to this, but we need 4 off the last ball. Can we do it? Leach to Leach. Oh no. I can't believe we've lost that game. There was times in that where we were cruising. Bartlett with 100, Plummer with 50, and then we just got absolutely battered towards the end. Should have won it. Drinkle's improving his technique. I think the main thing in this competition is I don't feel outclassed at the moment, which is a new thing. We lose by 32. George Bartlett scores another century. Jimmy Rue with 50. Green with a well-made 43 at the top, but we're just chasing too many. We lost control at the start. Josh Cobb went massive. Oh my days, we've been pummeled. Now, Ali Orr was the star of the show in the Sussex save. He scores 136. Steve Smith scores 155. They score 414. That's a lot of runs. and we lose by 149. Plummer does really well, 96. First big contribution in one-day cricket. He's got 250s to his name, an average of 43. That's pretty reasonable. I don't think we're going to go through in this competition, but we do need to make a change with Sonny Baker. He's going at 7s, so that's not quite going to work. So Drinkle's going to come in. Batting lineup, generally okay. Smashed by Gloucester. Pauling. Fred Pauling, 19 years old again. I'm not sure if he's a real player in real life, but here he's off to a pretty good start. 2 centuries already in the county championship. Looking really good. They get 388. Our bowlers get pummeled. And then with the bat, Bartlett goes and scores 126, which means he will not be with us next year. He'll be playing in the 100. But he's got 3 centuries to his name. He's off to a great form. Also, Golly. This needs a little heads up. First 50. That's right, first 50. 34 innings in proper professional cricket is first 50. I'm going to make a controversial change, but I'm going to open the bowling with Jack Leach. It works. We get a win. We score 318 as well. We've not opened the batting or batted first very often. Golly with another 50. His strike rate in second team cricket was exceptional, and here he's got a strike rate of 102. So that's very, very good. Plummer with 60. Green with 71. We get a decent score, and we get control. Jack Leach bowled 10 overs straight through at the start at 3.1 and over. 2 and 4. There's a chance we could finish 4 and 4, 3 and 5, which I feel is a reasonable first effort. Smashed by Gloucester. 14 overs to spare. They knock off 250. Jimmy Rue with 89 not out, which I think is his highest score of the season. It is. Final game of the season against Derbyshire. We do okay. We lose, but we do okay. Runs for Green again. He's had a relatively consistent, 250s. He's improved towards the end. Plummer, I feel, has been relatively consistency without having a ton. Bartlett's been the best player of the campaign and player of the season so far. Thomas with 45 off 38. I think that's his highest score. It is. And they knock him off with a few overs to spare. It's okay. I'm alright with it. I don't expect to win the competition. And we're not the worst team in the competition with our 4 points and minus 0.48 run rate. We're the second worst team in the competition. Bartlett massively led the way as well with his 531 runs. With the ball for us, Goldsworthy 13, Aldridge 13. Wainwright I thought was actually reasonable. Aldridge, the economy rate is an issue. Jack Leach was really good when he played, but his bowling average was massive. Economy rate was really good. So just very average across the board. Just put one of the new guys on improve his batting technique, and Swanton is already on the rise. So Swanton and Flavin are 2 young players. Swanton with a 40 average in 3-day cricket, 33 in 1-day cricket, and 20 slow 20 or 122 strike rate. You may be wondering why players have numbers after their name. There are young players, our homegrown players that's come through either our network or we've signed them in the season they come through. So Plummer's one, Swanton and Flavin's one. We do have a bit of county championship action to finish off the season. It looks like we're going to get relegated. I think I am okay with that. I haven't got a choice to be okay with that. But I'm going to give some opportunities out. Tom Abel's going to drop out and Swanton's going to come in. Bartlett's going to move up. Lewis Gregory will become captain. And we end up with a match drawn. Not bad. But I'll tell you what's good is Swanton scoring 132 on debut, 47 strike rate, 4 played and missed, 1 LBW appeal. Bit of work to do there. But generally, a good performance, and a good performance with the bat against a good Hampshire team. Golly with 60 in the first innings, that's good to see. Rue with 82. So young players getting it done. Plummer with a 50 as well. Obviously a batting deck. We got them 6 down trying to bowl them out. They needed about 285 to win. We take 9 points. We are down. I'm okay with being down. But there's a respectability about drawing 4 games. Swanton's improved his batting technique twice in 2 days, as has Plummer. We lose by a wicket. 1 wicket. We just had to bowl them out. We couldn't quite do it. But golly gosh, 125 balls. That's a strike rate that we saw in second team cricket. He gets a first professional 100, a first county championship 100. It's been an average season, averaging 25, but 65 strike rate I quite enjoy. But good to see. Good to see him get some runs. 69 in the second inning as well. Bordeaux's out for 302, but 142 for 9. Kent get across the line. We pick up 3 points. Can we finish not bottom? Which would be nice because we finished bottom of the Blast and next to bottom of the Royal London Cup. Casey Aldridge has improved his defensive bowling. I only put him on about 3 weeks ago and he's already got the gains, bro. We're going to be without Jimmy Rue for the final game of the season. Does mean that Tom Banton is coming in. Is that his counting championship? It's 28 championship games. Plummer's average has plummeted as well, all the way down to 27. And final game, it's another match drawn. Not a bad performance. We needed about 350 to win the game. Weren't quite going to do it. 9 wickets for Jack Leach on the game. Casey Aldridge with 2 for 41 and an improved 3.15 economy rate with the bat. Bartlett finishes strong. Everyone else, not really at the races, but Bartlett has finished the season really strong. 1,000 run season for George Bartlett. He's been the star. Lammonby with 70. Opening the batting, Bartlett with 54, Golly with 46, Swanton with 35. We finished the season bottom, 90 points, 1 win to a name. Tom Alsop topped the batting charts for the Royal London Cup and the County Championship, and we didn't play him that much when we did our save with them. For us, Lewis Gregory, the second top run scorer, was 786. Average 37. He's worth his weight in gold. 750 runs and 50 wickets. Liam Dawson was raved about in professional cricket for scoring 850 runs and taking 45 wickets. And I'd say Gregory's season's possibly better than that. Tom Abel averaged 38 and was relatively reasonable. 750 runs for Lammonby. We need to take these guys to the next level. We need the 750 guys to start scoring 1,000 runs a season. Go from averaging 27 to 35. And that will put us in contention for promotion next season. The bowling will be a lot easier to face. Some good stuff in there generally. Golly with the best strike rate out of everyone. Bartlett with the most 50s and the most centuries. Tom Abel with 3 centuries as well. With the ball, a bit more clear cut. Jack Leach, 67 wickets was fantastic. We actually got all 14 games out of Jack Leach as well. Lewis Gregory with 50, Overton with 49. Slightly disappointed. Casey Aldridge with 42, I think is actually a reasonable return. He did play cricket a year ago and averaged 30, averaged 31 here. Economy rate was high, but like I said, we're working on that. Wainwright's coming in and hit the ground running. I think that's a fine performance. 13 wickets at 26. So overall, I think it's a hard season, but a good season at the same time. Wainwright improved his bowling technique one more time. So we're going to keep investing in these young players. Incredibly hard season last time. We ended up getting relegated. But there were some bright, shining lights. George Bartlett scored 1,891 runs with 6 centuries across all 3 different formats. Thought he had a very, very good season. Just the Blast let him down slightly. Plummer was very reasonable for us, averaging 24 in most competitions. Golly came good by the end of the season and started to score some runs, even 100. And with the ball, I think we've got to say that Wainwright finally came good towards the end of the season and looks a really decent county championship cricketer, averaging 26. It is an incredibly difficult save, considering you can only sign players through the youth academy. But Ralph van der Merwe, Davis and Brooks have all retired, freeing up some more funds. We're not able to sign, we can sign George Bartlett, and he should be given a 3-year deal and keys to the castle. But Cam Bancroft, Tom Cole-Cadmore, Matt Henry, Ish Sodhi, Neil Wagner, all cannot be signed. We also gave a game to Swanton, who came through our youth academy. 3 matches to his name, 253 runs and a 50. He is definitely worth a new deal. You can have 3 years. And Flavin can have 2 years just because we're going to need the numbers. And this is where we look to do the majority of our business. We're looking for superstars through the youth academy. And straight away, we've fallen on one who is Frank Allen, 21 years old, 74,000. Players like this don't come along very often. 4,500 runs with 16 centuries. How old is he? 21 years old. He's getting it done. 2,153 runs, an average of 71 in the one-day competition. Averages 43 with a 149 strike rate. This is 3 years if ever I've seen it. That's like bordering the sort of player that can become the best player in the world. And the other player that I think needs some discussion would be this guy, Neil Kale. He's 21-year-old, right-arm medium fast bowler. And then let's just have a breakdown of some of his stats. 35 games, 114 wickets at 18. That's exceptional. Averages 15 in one-day cricket, and yeah, he's a shoo-in 3-year deal. The guy that I think we need to have a little discussion around might be this Mitchell guy. He's only 26.5 grand, but bowling-wise, he's right on fast. Averages 16 with the ball with an incredible strike rate of 37. Great in one-day competitions and great in other competitions. Allen wants more money. Crikey, he's hot property. We're going 88,000 for an untested 21-year-old. Kale signed and Mitchell signed. There is another couple of guys that's on this list that look like they are reasonable cricketers as well, and it's Holland and Ramshaw, which sounds like it might be Holland and Barrett. Holland averages 59 from 38 games, Ramshaw 35. Holland averages 47, Ramshaw averages 52 in one-day cricket. And in terms of the blast, they've both actually got really poor strike rates. I think Holland's got to be the guy. Have we got enough money? Almost. Oh no. We've not quite got enough money, so we're going to have to lower the offer. We've got Allen. That could be the signing of the century, and Holland said no. Either way, I think that's a really good window. We can pump the money in to the youth team, putting it up to 50 grand. And the amount of income that we had last season was just over $1 million, which is kind of like mid-tier. But our basic, like we said before, is relatively high. It's about the 6th highest. But we had a very, very poor performing season. Only 45,000 from the county championship. The Blast, the worst team going around, and the Royal London Cup, not far off being the worst team going around. Contracts for this year, we're about 8th, 929 grand. We also spend the most on miscellaneous, which is your youth recruitment, coaching and physio. The computer has no logic built in, so they all spend 30,000 every single year. And the team's looking like it's going to take an interesting shape this year. Plummer and Lammonby at the top. Tom Abel's there, but I kind of want to get him out given his age. We've got such a young team. We've got Gregory, Abel and Overton that's near 30, over 30. But everyone else is really, really young. Young Allen comes in at $88,000 contract. That's going to be interesting to see if that's a waste of money. Bartlett drops down to 5, Rue at 6. And then with the ball at the moment, Overton's on an England contract. Jack Leach is out injured. But Kale and Mitchell were automatically inserted into the team, who were the two players we bought in the Season 2 transfer window. So we've got an option whether we go with all of those, and we've got Casey Aldridge, who did really well last year, and Goldsworthy. So I feel like we're starting to build a little bit of depth. We've got Swanton, Flavin and Golly, who could come in at some stage into the team as well in this batting lineup. But we're going to open up with a game against Cambridge. It's an innings win, a decent win, and some good time in the middle. Plummer with 99. Unfortunate not to get 100, but it's just about giving them some time in the middle. Lammonby with a ton, Abel with a ton, Allen with 64 on debut in a first-class game. And everyone getting a decent run out. And with the ball, again, Lewis Gregory with 7 wickets, Mitchell with 5 wickets in the game. There's not too much to really dislike about this. Kale was slightly expensive in the first innings, which probably means Mitchell might be the guy. But we're a Division 2 team. It's going to be a different sort of year, relegated alongside Northampton, playing against the likes of Glamorgan, Derby, Gloucester, Leicester. It's not quite as strong as Division 1. And we do have a bowler's paradise for Game 1, so we're going to go in with all 5 seamers. And we win. This didn't happen last year, but a man of the match to debutant Frank Allen, who scores a chanceless 140 in horrendous conditions. We have got a superstar on our hands here. It wouldn't surprise me if he's in the England team very, very soon. Could mean we've got a good chance of winning the Royal London Cup if they are available. We get 3, 2, 4 for 7 declare. Declare early, actually, because I wanted to make use of the conditions. We do. Kale on debut, 4 for 31. Gregory with wickets, and we managed to get the job done. And it's another seamer's day. And we've smashed them. Northants get taken out 436. Bartlett with 100. 50 for Lammonby. 80 for Abel. Allen with a well-made 38. But this, Aaron Wainwright, first 50. He's averaging 15. Maybe his batting's on the rise as well. We bowl really well. Kale with 6 wickets in the game. He started reasonably well to his career. Oh no, he's part of Birmingham. He's already part of the 100. That's a problem. Allen's already part of the 100. He's at Southampton. Plummer's not. Bartlett is. Rue isn't. Oh, our superstars are starting to get nabbed. I'm going to make the one change. I'm going to bring in Jack Leach, who was incredible last year, the best bowler going around. And we're dropping Wainwright. Just putting this out there, that could be the best day one we ever have in the save. Leicestershire bat first, 126. Ackerman with 52. But Kale and Mitchell, this is quite incredible. 2 young players signed in this off-season are opening the bowling for us in the Championship and performing. Mitchell, where is he this year? 12 wickets at 22. Kale, I feel, has got more wickets, 17 at 16. Ripped them apart, and we've already got a lead. Lammonby with 100, Abel 43 not out. We've got a 72-run lead after a day. It's another innings win. It's another good performance. Day one was great, and we finished really strong. Abel with 173, Lammonby 142, Bartlett with a 50. Second innings, they batted along 150 overs, but Kale with another fifer. Sam Evans batted really well, 26 years old. I've had him on a save a few years ago and he did really well, but we're 3 for 3. As Goldsworthy gets a little boost. Do need to be careful because Overton and Kale are already getting ran down into the ground. So we go and draw against Derbyshire. 191 all out early doors. Ben Aitchison, who's not a bad player on the game. They take a lead of about 70. Lewis Deploy, who I think top scored last year in the County Championship. Mitchell with a 5-fer, looking pretty good. We get 3-5-4 for 5, back really well. Tom Abel with 100. Bartlett with another 50, looking really good. But just haven't really got time to get through them. But it does leave us in a strong position. Allen's improved his front foot batting to the limit. And Wainwright's improved his attacking bowling. So Allen has got slight back foot preference, even though we've improved his front foot, pace and leg side. Have a go against spin. Bartlett's improved his batting technique. I think that's the first time that's happened. Oh my days, what a win. What a win. They needed 300 off the last day and they went and smashed it. They went 8, 16, 24, 3 and a bit and over. It felt like they were going faster. But it was a race against time. We got wiped out on day one. It was a road, but day one swung and seamed. And we lost 3 hours for rain. We got butchered. Bartlett and Rue back really well to set up the chance of a victory. And Craig Overton comes through, shining with 6 for 53. With 4 wins and 1 draw. And we beat Yorkshire as well. A Yorkshire team that's fairly strong, but not as strong as what it can be. Sean Masood's in the lineup. Adam Lythe. Tattersall's a good player on this game. 274 and 222 they get from their games. Mitchell and Kale, just incredible. Can't believe we've got them in. Plummer scores 118 of the finest off 243 balls. That's his 2nd century to his name. First one this year, averaging 38. Allen with 81, and we knock off 140 in a bit of a cruise to leave us top by 39 points going into the blast. Well, and that was good. Plummer's improved his offside batting to the limit. Slight strong pace bowling preference and slight back foot tells me we might need to do a little bit of work against spin. Casey Aldridge was pretty good in the blast for us last year, but I feel like I want to give Mitchell and Kale a little bit of a run out. Leach is going to go. Goldsworthy is going to come in, who has been working very hard on getting better at controlling the run weight. Golly's not going to get a chance, nor is Tom Abel. Not sure who's going to captain us yet. It's going to be Lewis Gregory. And I'm not sure where to bat everyone in this lineup. I feel like Allen, potentially the best player on paper at average aggression. We've got a lot of aggressive players. Also notice Will Smead's dropping down 1 to accompany Plummer at the top. We're a better team this year. We're a 4.5-star rated team. That's a performance. 191. Smead goes to 3 and scores 66. Gregory runs down the order. That's a given. Bowl them out for 90. We do that because Mitchell and Kale bowled 3 overs each in the power play and we had them 6 down for 46. That is an immense victory. Is there something special about this team? They were cruising. Delray Rawlins, who I never played in when I was managing Sussex, was looking really good. Kale with 4 for 15 at a 3.75 economy rate as we win by 4 runs. From 2 games, I know, but he's averaging 5.86 and his economy rate is 5.86. My concern is runs, but our bowling is looking immense. It's another victory and it's another time we've bowled a team out. We get 193, Will Smeed 81, Banton 76. They're the 2 key players for us with the bat. And they looked like they were going to do this. Kale was going at 20s until his final over, but he picked up 2 wickets in the power play. And to me, wickets in the power play, they're what's king. Mitchell 4 for 18. Oh my days. Andrew Mead's off on Scotland duty, but Mitchell, like 6, 8 games, 9 games into his career, is off on the England T20 duty. Didn't see it coming quite this fast. And it does leave us a little bit of a gap in the team. Wainwright's going to come in and try and plug it, but they're big shoes to fill. 9 games in and getting an international debut. Our first one. I kid you not, we've bowled out Kent as well. Sam Billings looks like he was going to play the hero role, 63 off 36, but we managed to smash out the rest of the order. Kale with 3 for 27, Gregory 3 for 23. We score runs off the back of George Bartlett, batting really well, 88 off 37. He was superb. So we go 4 for 4. Allen's improved his spin bowling technique to their limit. So although we haven't seen much from him other than that century early doors, he is progressing in the right direction. Back foot preference, leg side preference. His front foot's done to the limit. Let's go and work on some offside. We've done it again. Overton 5 for 12. We get 178 and it's a challenge. Gregory with 56 off 24 got us there. But we bowl him out for 85. Wickets early doors, 3 for Wainwright, 1 for Kale, and then Overton comes in and mops out the tail. And it's based on bowling. It purely is. Gregory, Goldsworth, Overton all going below 7s. Wow, match reduced to 7 overs. They get 60. And we get home with 2 balls to spare Smeed. 19, that's a match-winning contribution, but we're 6 for 6. And we've got international debut. Matt Mitchell has gone and made his debut in the Super 12, scoring 6 not out with a 6, and then taking 2 for 46 as England beat Australia. With this team could be something special this year. We've just knocked off 212-ish with balls to spare as we go 6 for 6. It's an edge to win the game, but Wainwright comes up clutch, gets it done, bags 16, ends up on 25 off 10 as we knock off 217. And Lammonby is out injured, which could be a big problem because generally he's been pretty good. He's only averaging 8, but his 154 strike rate is always appreciated. And it does make us weaker as it could be Golly. Flavin's got a 172 strike rate. Both of them in good form. It's going to be Golly. Golly gosh. We've bowled another team out. Gloucestershire, 97 all out. Kale 3. Just consistent. This team is amazing. 8 for 8. England go and beat Bangladesh. Mitchell none for 28 going at 7s. That's quite reasonable. Couple of changes to the county team as well. Green's got to come in and play, as is Wainwright. Lammonby's injured. Mitchell's playing for England in a World Cup. Another win in the Championship, all down to bowling. Gregory with 4, Wainwright with 4, 8 in the game for Wainwright. No big scores from the team, but just consistent. We're keeping things on the low. We're 6 wins, 0 losses. Wainwright's improved his attacking bowling to the limit. I've never seen that on a bowler before where you take it to the limit. Let's give him some general technique. Bartlett's improved his batting technique. We've just beat Surrey. We bowl them out for 115 and we win by a wicket. We got blown away. Jamie Overton and Gus Atkinson, the pace duo going through us. Allen holds strong on 60, but again, sometimes they get away at the top, but wickets are key. We're taking 3 or 4 wickets at a time in the power play. World Cup's looking precarious for England. 2-2 with 1 game to play. Win again. Almost blow it again, but we bowl out Essex for 115. Goldsworthy 4 for 23. Again, 3 wickets in the power play. And then it was a case of Coverton comes on and gets a wicket. Goldsworthy goes through him. Our batting's capitulating, but we're winning. England beat New Zealand. Bowl very well. Mitchell 3 for 23. From his 5 games, he's hit that 1-6. That's it. But 7 wickets at an economy rate of 9.20. Our first player to get to the top. Will Smeed improves his batting technique. Finally losing the Blast. I think that's just 10-1. They knock off 175, but we get them 7 down. Look at our net run rate, plus 1.8. We win again, 179 for 9, Gloucestershire. A decent score that, but we knock it off with 2 overs to spare. Plummer goes big at the top. Allen guides us, and golly, 51 off 34. The G-Dog getting it done. Australia go and win the T20 World Cup. It does mean we've got our star Mitchell back, but where does he go into the team? Oh, it's County Championship. County Championship, it comes straight back into that starting lineup as we win by 6 runs in an absolute thriller. Plummer top scores, 118 in the second innings. Fine performance that. He's getting there. He's averaging 32 in his career, but 39 this year, almost 40. He does really, really well. They get 296, but 274 all out, chasing 280. Kale, this signing of the century, 46 wickets at 19, 27 at 11 in the Blast, going at under 8 and over. As Mitchell is now on his way to go and play Test cricket for England as well. We do it, we beat Surrey, chasing down 177, Banton with 50, Goldsworthy 2 sixes off 3 balls to get us across the line. They get 176, not too bad. They took an interesting approach. They batted really slow and then attacked Goldsworthy really. Didn't quite work out for them. We're 12-1. As the test match is now underway with Mitchell making his debut. 2 Somerset boys, Mitchell and Leach. And a smashing 93-run victory to finish the Blast group stages. Bartlett, 19 ball 50. Banton with 50, Smeed with 50. A bit of form from the top order, which is unusual. Kale, 4 for 19. We finished top of the group. 13-1. If we look at the stats, runs-wise, I don't think we're going to have anything going around. But wickets-wise, Kale is on a different level. 31 wickets, most in the competition. A bowling average of 12, which is second best out of anyone that's bowled. Oh no, third best out of anyone that's bowled a lot. His strike rate, though, is phenomenal. England bowl West Indies out. Mitchell takes 3 for 42 on Test debut. Remember, he's only 21 in his first season. Goal is improved against fast bowling to the limit, which is good. So back foot preference, offside preference. Warwickshire in the quarter-finals of the Blast. As we get past 162 for 8 they got. We didn't take many wickets up top, 2. But Rob Yates is always a big wicket to take. Goldsworthy and Gregory bowled really well, and we get there. Allen, 68. He's had a really under-the-radar, good performance. Lots of it in chasing, but good 50s getting us there. Somerset Sussex going up against my old 10-episode team. Plummer's improved against spin bowling to the limit. So he's done against spin. He's done front foot to the limit. So keep working against fast bowling. As well as getting 3 young players coming through. Edmonds, Whitehead and Cook. Edmonds is a £26,500 a year player with a 57 average. Cook's a wicketkeeper, which could be quite useful. And Whitehead's a £24,500 seamer. And Edmonds looks like he could be a real talent. Averaging 57 in 3-day cricket. 40 in 1-day cricket and 37. His strike rate's really low, but we're going to get stuck into him early. Oh, he's already improved his batting to the limit on the front foot. Championship action, bit of change. Casey Aldridge is going to come in and open. No, he's not. I'm not going to play Casey Aldridge. I'm going to play Wainwright. He's our guy. And Goldsworthy comes in as the spinner for Jack Leach, who's on international duty. We win by 9 wickets. It's a good performance. Bartlett goes big, 137. He's been very good the last 2 seasons. 3 centuries, averaging 55 now. Green with 98. Plummer 54. Gregory 52. He's always chipping away. Oh, Gregory. but the bowlers get it done. Just tight, 254 all out, 267 all out. It's a 9-wicket victory, and it looks like we're going to go up. Kale's improved his attacking bowling. Crikey, what's he going to be like if he takes even more wickets? And England beat the West Indies in the second test match. Mitchell with a 4 for 28 as well. This is a predicament. Mitchell's available, but Wainwright has been exceptional. And they've played different amounts of games. If we just look in the blast, I've got to go with the guy Mitchell. Got to do it. Semi-final time against Sussex. We're a 4.5-star rated team. Going up against my old boys. I didn't play Hunt. Robinson was in. Garton was class. Finn Hudson-Prentice was brilliant. We've won the toss. Bowling's our game. Oh my days. Gregory's out. We're chasing not many. We need 1 run to win from 10 with 1 wicket left. Hudson-Prentice into Kale. Oh, that might be out. That looks pretty straight. The umpire keeps his finger down. We just need bat on ball once to win this game and put ourselves into the final, and that's going to do it. It's hammered over the boundary. Kale does it with the ball. He does it with the bat. We beat our old team, Sussex. Steve Smith looked dangerous at 60, but it was the usual procession of our team bowling teams out that got it done. They bat 18 overs. We're into the final. We're going up against Surrey. It's a really interesting team, this. The batting is just good enough. Goal is there for some reason, but it's just good enough. But with the ball, it is exceptional. Only Kale's going over 8 and over, but he's going 8 and over with a strike rate of 9. Mitchell, a strike rate of 7. It's so dangerous up top. And of course we're going to bowl. And we've done it. We have won the Blast with our Youth Academy Challenge in the 2nd season. Big money comes from this. Will Smead, 52 off 24, was really good. Allen, he broke the record for most runs for Somerset player in a season. But it was the bowling that did it, and it's wickets up top. We had him 3 for 36. They finished the power play about 63, but just class, absolute class. Probably the most comprehensive Blast victory of all time. We lost 1 game all season. With the bat, Allen, the second most amount of runs in the competition, was great. 350s, 143 strike rate with the ball. Kale, Coverton, both over 30 wickets. Gregory with 28. Goldsworthy, 26. Like, we've built an incredible team in just a couple of seasons. Kale's improved his attacking bowling to the limit. And now he's gone and improved his attacking one-day bowling. The guy's a beast. As we cruise past Worcester in the county championship. Plummer with 52 not out, getting it done. But wickets. Kale 4 for 41. This guy, I know I'm waxing lyrical, is a beast of a player. We also lose Plummer for 2 weeks as well. That's going to be a loss. Lammonby will come back up and open, but we need a number 3. And it's going to be Swanton. As we get it done again, quite comprehensively against a decent Leicestershire team. They are a decent Leicestershire team. Swanton with 86 coming back into the team. I'm pretty happy with what he's doing. He did the same last year, played a few games, got runs. Allen and Bartlett with runs. But the ball, Kale, 5 for 25. Most wickets in the division, Simon Harmer. Gilchrist, Kale. That's elite company. Gilchrist is one of the best players on this game. As we go and lose half of our team again. Smead, Kale, Lammonby, Banton, Green, Bartlett, Allen, Gregory, Abel. This is incredibly hard to get a batting lineup out because everyone has pretty much gone up. We've got Cook, who's just come through, available, who averages 42. That's pretty good. Or Flavin. And that's pretty much it. And we need another opener in the team. So I think I'm going to move Jamie Rue to opening. And Cook's going to come in. But it's so makeshift, it's unbelievable. The bowling's not too bad. We've got Mitchell, international quality player, not playing in 100, available. Coverton, available. Jack Leach, captain. Goldsworthy, Aldridge. So the bowling's not too bad. We've got heaps of bowling on the bench as well that we could bring in. Whitehead's not in the lineup, but batting's the problem. Batting's the problem. They get 325, so you could say bowling's the problem as well. Goldsworthy with 4, but 212. It doesn't feel like we've really got enough at the top. Swanson and Rue with 50 is pretty good, but the tail added quite a lot of runs and we just can't bowl them out. No, we're definitely nowhere near. The bowling attack actually isn't performing very well. Aldridge with 4 for 67. All of the Essex team get a decent knock as we get 257. Golly's improving his batting technique. But we do have Plummer fit again to play. That's a big win for us. Means we can move Jimmy Roode down the order. We win. We knock off 308. That's a good performance. And it's Edmonds, fresh out of the youth academy that's just come through, now averaging 37. I just decided to bat him on not quite full aggression, but way more aggressive than we normally do, and it worked. But we lose Mitchell to test match duty again. But it's okay. We've got a little bit of Wainwright to come back in. We were a better team. Like, we were 1 last year. We're a 2-star rated team now. Smashed by Warwickshire. 177 all out. They do it easy. I'm actually going to drop Jack Leach as well, because I want to see a bit of Whitehead. He's just come into the unit. Let's have a look. Let's not make him captain, though, Craig Overton. Whitehead, 1 for 56. Not very good. Swanton, 97. That is good. We're just a long way from being able to compete in this type of competition. Yeah, batting again. Batting again. Cook with 50 not out. That's good to see. Young lad coming through. Mitchell's returned from international duty, so you can have another run out. I am going to make a change. I want to see young Thomas here. Let's throw him in. I want to see Flavin, so you can go in. Way too easy for Gloucester. They do it really easy, let's be honest. Swanton has had a good campaign with the bat. Looked really good. Flavin batted well for 40 as well. So some good stuff coming out of it. We know we're a long way off in this campaign and this format, but I can see positives. I can definitely see positives. Wow. Cale's in the England test team as well. Honestly, we have made some incredible signings. Look at that. Mitchell and Cale in tandem. Cale with a test match to his name. 2 wickets at 51. Back to championship action and a loss. Batting just seems to have fallen off a little bit too much here, but we are looking incredibly strong in the championship. 218 points, 2 games to go. What? As Green has been selected in the one-day team. This is incredible. We get smashed by Gloucestershire. We are finishing absolute face planting here. Derbyshire go and win the Royal London Cup. Goldsworthy constantly improving his technique. It's very admirable. And Coverton's out injured. But we've got Mitchell back and we've got Cale back. As we finish the season off on a high. Not the greatest batting performance. 317 all out. Lammonby 76. Swanton 74. But Lammonby with a couple of 50s to his name. Very good. Cale with 9 for. Honestly, I keep just talking about him. But what more can I do other than keep talking about him? Plus, he's probably going to get picked for England and get a central contract, so we won't be paying his wages anymore. That, for a 22-year-old, is quite the most miraculous season, even for us. Like, we've gone from a team of youth academy players to picking 2 players that shone in all formats and played Test cricket for England. He's got 5 wickets at 24 for England. He's played one-day cricket now. He's played T20 cricket. 79 wickets this year at 18. 58 wickets in the Blast. Oh, that's T20. In the Blast. 55. I don't feel like those numbers are quite accurate. It does mean we win the trophy. 243 points. That was never in question. Most runs in the competition. Ali Orr, Tom Haynes. My boys getting it done. For us, did anyone get 1,000 runs season? Ramshaw. Huh. Maybe we should have signed him because he has obviously been very, very good. Most wickets, Harmer, Gilchrist, Douthwaite, Garton, Cale. He missed 2 games, otherwise he'll be right up there. I just feel that's, for the second season, that has surpassed all expectation that I had in terms of what we thought we might be able to achieve doing a youth academy save. I've tried one offline and it was incredibly difficult. This is first class, but most runs on the season, Bartlett 928. So I think when we make the leap up to Division 1, we're going to see a whole bunch of problems again around this batting lineup. There is a lot of work to do. Allen, not bad, worth 88 grand, we'll see. Plummer, a decent 33 average, though that's a problem. Bartlett, just the only guy that's head and shoulders, no dandruff above everyone else. Wainwright 32 at 30 is good. Mitchell 31 at 23 is good. Goldsworthy 4 wickets, but my seam was so dominant. That's the thing. Seam was king, and everything else was just living here. T20 Blast, I don't know why it does this, but it changes the stats for some reason. But the guys had an incredible campaign. Welcome to season number 3 of this Youth Academy rebuild at Somerset. The only players we're allowed to sign in this save is through our Youth Academy or through the youth section of the contract renewals. It's possibly the hardest thing we have done on Cricket Captain. We are coming off a stellar year where after relegation we are going back to Division 1 after absolutely bossing the County Championship. The Royal London Cup, just as it did in the 10-season Sussex save, appears to be very hard. But we won the Blast thanks to possibly the greatest bowling performance of all time by our team. And we won 13 games and then we worked our way through the knockout stages. So today we're going to get stuck into Season 3. But before we do, we can see that we have now won 2 of the 4 titles available to win in the game. And also, before we move on, we can see that Kale, 36 wickets, was the most in the Blast. Contract time. Davies retired. That's good. That's more money for us. And look how many players are up for grabs. So, as I've said before, we can only sign players that's come through either the Devon or the Somerset Youth Academy. So, Tom Abel is available, so we'll have him for a couple more years. Dixon is not available for us to sign, but Tom Lammonby is. Will Smead is. Tom Banton is. Jimmy Rue, I really want to take a step forward. He's only 20, but he's had a poor start so far. Casey Aldridge is our guy. 3-year deal, available 100%. I'm a big fan of that. Lewis Gregory has been exceptional. We'll give him 2 years because he's 32 years old. George Thomas, the former England under-19 player, will get 3 years. Thomas will get a couple of years as well. Bashir we can't sign, which is a big loss. And Leonard, who we signed actually in the Sussex save, is going to get a contract as well. Young players coming through are all going to get 3-year deals. Cook, keeper, came through. He got some runs for us. And Edmonds played for us as well. Look, he's averaging 60. You just wonder whether there's something really special there. It does give us 160 grand as well. 155,000. And we've also got a squad size of 29. With the bat, in terms of the players that will be available for the Royal London Cup, we've got Umeed we can't play. So we've got Golly, Plummer, Flavin, Swanton, Edmonds, Rue, Cook. So we've got 7. Aldridge, Goldsworthy. So we've actually got enough players to put out a team, which is always the most important thing. But one of the huge things about this game is, last episode we managed to get 2 of the greatest bowlers going, which is great. But now we need to look at it again and see if we can start to continuously build on this team. And the first player that takes our eyes is this guy, which is Anthony Addy, who is 22 years old. But the thing about Anthony Addy, if we look, he's 70,000, which normally means he stands out head and shoulders above everyone else at being amazing. 143 wickets, 17 in 3-day cricket, 61 at 18 in 1-day cricket, and that is an exceptional record. So I think this is time and time again, these are the sorts of players that you want to have your money to be able to go and sign, and we're doing that. So 70,000 for him. There is a guy here, Morris, who's 19,000, averaging 52 in 3-day cricket. Also a strike rate of 70. That's quite phenomenal. But Rafferty's got an average of 52 in 1-day cricket, a strike rate of 117 and a 169 strike rate. He's an opener, which is always handy, and he's 17. I think we're going to have a little look at Andy Rafferty. And there's one other guy here. I'm surprised I'm going so much all in. And it's 25 grand for Jay Wall at the bottom here. Now, what's really interesting about him is he's got 80 wickets at 21, which is cool. Strike rate of 42 is just above Addy, and I'm okay with that. His 1-day record is equally as good, if not better, thanks to his strike rate. Remember, I feel like strike rate is king, particularly when it came to the Blast. And his Blast strike rate in second team cricket is 9.6. We're going to have another look, in which case Addy signs, Rafferty signs, and the Wall signs. I do feel like that's probably enough to keep us going for a while. There's no one now that's got like a huge price. Oh, Brindle's got a really high price bracket, so let's just explore that. Averages 49 in 3-day cricket, but there's a lot of guys like that. Averages 66 in 1-day cricket. That's quite exceptional. And in the Blast, a 124 strike rate isn't all that, but averages 45. He wants 28,000 a year. We can offer that. And he signs. And Ben Green is off playing in the Indian 20 League as well. This is really interesting. Brindle's already maxed out his front foot and offside batting. So we're going to put him on some pace bowling. Allen has already picked up an England contract after appearing in 6 test matches, 7 one-days and 5 T20s during the winter. He's had 1 season with us. That is quite phenomenal. Keel and Mitchell are both also on. The interesting thing here is Ade and Wall, who we've just signed, Ade being the spinner, is telling us we're better than Keel and could get in the starting lineup. Kale's a machine. I think he's already maxed out his aggressive bowling because he's the strike rate king. No, he's not maxed it out, but I just put him on defensive and he's just improved that immediately. But we are back in Division 1 and this is going to be a really interesting time. Are we good enough to make a stand and play with the bigwigs of Division 1? Last 2 years, George Bartlett has been the man with the bat. It wants us to play Edmonds, but I'm going to give Bartlett a little bit more time. All the players that aren't playing are going to go and play second team cricket. But it does cause us concern going, how do we fit everyone into this team? I want to give Brindle a go. T. Brindle. He averaged 56 last year for someone. So that's cool, but he's a youth player that's come through. Tom Abel is good enough for this level. So it's hard to know how to fit everyone in. We need to play Jimmy Rue, but we also need 5 bowlers. Also, before I fiddled around with the team, we're a 5-star rated team. George Bartlett's going to be the one to miss out. James Rue bats at 6. Is that going to be a downfall for us? We're still a 5-star rated team going up against a 5-star rated Sussex, who have not quite built the team just as I had, but look, impervious and a very, very good team on the game. We're going with debuts for Brindle in this, as well as Addy and Wall. Both debuts for our club. We've won the toss. We're going to bat. Oh, what a doozy first game of the season. This Sussex team was very good with the ball previously, and they were good here. Robinson, Archer, Garton, Hudson Prentice, all very, very reasonable. Tom Abel top scores with 78. Not much else from the team. Brindle makes 48 on debut. Second innings, Allen, who, to be honest, in county cricket, I know he's gone on to have these accolades in international cricket. I've not really seen heaps of, but batted really well for 88. 2 very evenly matched teams. Not a great deal between them, and they needed 13 runs more to win the game. They couldn't do it, and I think the performance has got to be Wall, because he removed Steve Smith, Tom Alsop. He got big wickets and 2 3-fers on debut. Look very, very good. Plumbers improved their fast bowling technique to the limit. Just need to see this turn into some runs, to be honest. We've smashed Essex by an innings and 4 runs. This is how good our bowling attack is. We only scored 291. Tom Abel with another 50. I feel, I tried to move on from him last year, and that's okay because we had a good enough team to get promoted, but he's going to be key batting at 3. Him and Allen put on a really good partnership of 94. Jimmy Rue with 50 not out as well. We need a big performance from Jimmy Rue. He's not had a great start to the series, but like I said, he's only 20, and then we roll through them. Kale with 5 for 30. Economy rate 2.40 there was actually reasonable because he went at 4.31 and it was a lot higher. But we bowled them out twice and we're top after 2. Jimmy Rue's improved his offside batting to the limit. What I am going to do is change him to be slightly more aggressive. Match drawn in the 3rd game. We set them about 260 to win. They didn't have a long time to do it. They had 60 overs. We got them 8 down. Not a bad performance. But Mitchell and Kale kind of went missing a little bit in this game. Frank Allen with a really good knock of 237. Highest one for him so far. But he is a very good player. He's already got a test match 101 to his name. Plummer as well. This was much needed. The Plum Dog goes and gets his 4th first-class century. Another game, another win, another innings win. James Rue, 119 off 276. The strike rate's low, but the consistency is starting to come through. A century and a 50 to his name now. Really important. Allen batted well again. Brindle was 3 runs off a first-class century for us. First county championship century for us. Really close, but the damage was done in the first innings. Mitchell and Kale, very, very good. Wall's wicket here of Folks was a really big one, and same in the second innings. It was just good performance. Wall got 2 big wickets. Sibley and Jacks, very quick succession. We've changed things around. We're playing on bowling wickets. We've got a bowling team, and we're getting points for it as Wall has improved his attacking bowling. done it again. Another innings victory. This time we got a few more runs. 549 for 7 declared. Declared just to get a few overs in before the close of day number 2. Brindle goes and scores his first century. 185 off 226. It was a brutal knock. Batted steadily before accelerated nicely through to go off his 97 previously. And good consistency from the top order. 50 for Plummer, Abel, Rue, Gregory, all chipping in. And then when it came to the ball, it was actually Lewis Gregory's spell here. I think he got Cliff, King and Billings in the middle order just before the second new ball was due, and we rinsed through them pretty fast. Allen's improved his offside batting to the limit, and Allen, Mitchell and Cale are all on England one-day international duty. It does mean we're going to have a lot of changes to this beautifully balanced lineup. And the changes we're going to make is George Bartlett's going to come back into the lineup. He's been good the last 2 seasons. Craig Overton's back in, and Wainwright, who we signed in the first year, is into the lineup. Just a 4.5-star rated team now, so not quite as good, but hopefully we've won the toss. We're going to bat in beautiful conditions on a bowling wicket because we're at home, and we batter Durham, a good Durham team with a very good bowling attack as well. Brodincost, Matty Potts, Baz Leader, Liam Norwell, excellent. Ben Stokes playing in it. But we somehow mustered together 272, mainly off of Bartlett 50 and Gregory 45. Bowl those out for 207. Wall opening the bowling for the first time with 4 for 52, looking very good. And then we find one partnership in the whole game, and it's 299 between Abel and Rue. Didn't realise Tom Lammonby was retired hurt, but he is in dreadful form. What's he averaging this year? 19. He's not playing very well, but Tom Abel with a century. James Rue continuing this fine dream start to the season. He gets 130 not out, and then 190 all out. Partnership, Borthwick and Stokes were looking good, but it's about the 40th over. We just kick into another gear. We're 10 points clear at the top after 6 going into the break. Time to change. We're changing Ade and Wall over, Wainwright over. All these guys are going to be working on aggression. Not sure if we're going to quite be as good as last year, but you never know. We still might be reasonably useful. I think Rafferty is worth a look at. He's got a 169 strike rate in second team cricket, so that's pretty useful. With the ball, Cale and Mitchell being out is a massive loss. So Wainwright's going to come in. So's the Wall. The question is, do we bring in Ade or AD, who's got 6.49 economy rate? Goldsworthy's been really good, but maybe I just give Ade a little sprinkle just to see if he's got something a bit extra. Tom Banton at the top will open the batting. If we look at how people did last year, Banton was pretty poor, Plummer was poor, Smead was poor, Golly was poor. Maybe Golly's the guy that we should look to actually get out of this lineup. We're going to do it, and I'm going to move Abel up to 4. 4-star rated team. Won 13 out of 14 games in the group stages last year. Can we do it again? Oh, we lose with 1 ball to spare. They knock him off. 9 down. Purnham. Don't know who you are, but 82 off 40 batted really, really well. Didn't quite have the same impact in the power play bowling our seamers for 3 overs each. We did get 3 wickets, but slightly expensive. 180 was the score for us. Banton with 84. Plummer 47 off 41 was a slow effort. We just didn't get that second wind acceleration from the rest of the order. Wall's improved his attacking one-day bowling. That's what I love to see. Oh, we've won by 4 wickets in the final over. What a performance that is. Robinson on strike. Wainwright gets the wicket. Caught at slip by Smead. We only score 139. We got blown away again. That's the second game in a row where this is just diminished in seconds. Finn Hudson-Prentice, wonderful player. He rolled through us. Allen, Cale and Mitchell all back. That pumps us up to 5 stars. 21 to win off the final over. Not to be. We lose. Really poor with the bat again. Blown away. 2 down within the first couple of balls as well. 1 with 7 overs to spare against Kent. Bowled them out for 100. Really good performance here. Ade, 4 for 15. Take note, the young lad, 23-year-old spinner, is not having the worst season. Only 4 wickets in the championship, but that's because the seamers are bowling on a seaman wicket and getting the job done. His 9.7 strike rate in this competition is much appreciated. And Green's back from the Indian Premier League. which is very interesting, where he's not doing too bad. He's not setting the world alight, but we could bring him in for Bartlett. 156 strike rate could be useful. Does mean we're still 5 stars as well. Oh, we've been annihilated. 146 all out, chasing 190. TKC with 90. We didn't get control of the innings at all. No wicket, well, 1 wicket. Eskenazi went up top. And then with the bat, usual Plummer and Banton gone really early. Allen, Mitchell, Addy and Leach all in the test team. Addy's in the test team. He's got 4 championship wickets to his name. And he's been called up to the England squad. We're making a controversial call. I'm going with 5 seamers here. Hoping to win the toss and bowl here. Wainwright's back in the team. Wall's going to take the new ball. Interesting, Cale's lost his place in that England test team. Overton's back in and George Bartlett into the middle order. And we drop down to a 4-star rated team. Our batting is in such a poor space. 54 all out. I wasn't even going aggressive. I just normally bat in here and we got blown away. Harmer taking 4 for 9 on the most overcast conditions is a little bit ridiculous. Plummer's coming out and Edmonds is going in and Golly's coming into the middle order. I'm putting players in that I feel is going to give us more strike rate, which is something we desperately need. We win by 5 runs. Defend 176. Edmonds comes in and scores 61 off 33. A 184 strike rate. 3 big sixes to his name. That's a good effort. I like that. Averaging 61, 184 strike rate for his career now. That's useful. Golly comes in 26 off 20. Chocolate Fire Guard. We get through them with 3 and 4. World Test Championship final is underway. Allen's in the team, but he's batting at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Mitchell's also in the team, so a couple of our players called up, not playing, which is not very useful. As we go and lose by 5 runs against Gloucester. Really close, but we couldn't chase 151. Batting is massively a problem. Leach has returned. England's won the Test Championship by 418 runs. Allen with a 37 to his name. Did he get any in the first innings? 29. Mitchell with a twofer. Cale is gone. Mitchell's away. So we're going to have to make an actual change here. Goldsworthy is going to be the guy to come in. Does give us an extra bat, which could be crucial. And I've just realised we're actually back playing first class cricket. So Lammonby is going. He's having a poor season. Plus he's out injured. Ben Green, Andrew and Mead could come in. I think the guy I'm going to look at though is Rafferty, and I'm going to ask a lot of him to open the batting. Ade's on international duty carrying drinks. So Jack Leach can come back into the team. But we are weakened. No Mitchell, no Cale, no Addy. Holy moly, we got battered. Batting lineup is all at sea in all formats. Not quite good enough. We've got problems at the top. Rafferty came in, didn't really set the world alight. He did play this knock though, and this is really interesting. First innings, nothing. Second innings, 97 off 274. Batted on 1 aggression. Tried to save the game by batting 5 sessions. Couldn't quite do it. We are top after 7. But now we're seeing the cracks. Brindle's improved his front foot, fast bowling. And that's one thing we've not seen this year. We've not actually seen many improvements from our guys. Back to the blasting. We are now a 3.5 star rated team. It's getting harder. And we get a win. 159, and for the first time in a long time, middle order held. Smeed, openers are terrible. It doesn't matter what we're doing. Openers just are not working. But Abel and Green added some good runs at the end. Managed to go to a reasonable score. Roos improved his aggressive batting, which I love to see because I'd love to put him in this team. And I'm going to work on his boundary hitting. Very defensive first class player. Average aggression. 1 day in T20. So, can it improve boundary hitting? Might get him ready to play some blast. And we just smashed Essex. I just clicked past it by accident. But really good performance. 166 with the bat. Brindle 42 off 19. I'm happy about a bit of that. But the ball was key. Overton and Wall picked up 4 or 5 wickets in the power play. Put the game beyond them. Jack Leach is now in the England test team. Cale's back. And Golly's improved the offside batting to the limit. And we're running out of things. His front foot's to the limit, his offside's to the limit, and fast bowling is also to the limit. Have a go on the leg side. I do have Cale back available, but do I bring him back in? That's the question. Wall's been amazing. 21 wickets at 12 with a 6.87 economy rate. Wainwright's been good when he's come in. So the only one we can do is bring out Goldsworthy, but I can't do it. For all the accolades that he got last year, with his 58 wickets from 28 games across all the different T20 leagues he played in. I don't know if I can get him back into this team at the moment, but Coverton's going to be the one to miss out. And we win by 32 against Glamorgan, 222 for 8. Edmonds was putting up a stinker, going to almost run a ball before I just went full aggression, and he accelerated quite well to make 58. Good performance from Will Smead. We're not seeing a lot of that in general, but 52 for him. Brindle with some runs. And then with the ball, we only got 2 in the opening spell, but it was good enough. The economy rates were good enough, and it puts us 6 and 5 and on the brink of trying to make the last 8. We lose by 3 wickets, but we're bowled out for 99. This is the inconsistencies we see with 6 and 6, but anyone can make it. You just got to go on a run, win 2. So we flick back to a bit of county championship action. Lammonby is still not going to come back into this team. In fact, Rafferty, what I'm actually going to do with his batting is I'm going to start prepping him for an opener. No, first class opener. A good win, actually. A very good win against this team. Thanks to Tom Abel, really. His 144 here was immense. It's a very good bowling attack. Porter, Anderson, Stone. Ollie Stone's made the move there. Sam Cook, who was great for us in the Sussex save. Plummer sets up with a 95. Brindle, 89 off 95 was really good. And we bowled them out for 165. Wall with 8 wickets in the game. We're 8 games down, 20 points clear. Golly's improved his leg side batting and Kale's improved one-day bowling to the limit. I guess the next one probably should be some defensive bowling. Lose by 13 to Surrey, 198 they score. James Smith batted really well, really fast, 206 strike rate for a 62. Just usual sort of issues. We're not going through in the blast this time. Barring a miracle. Yeah, smashed the last game of the season. Bowl Kent out for 121. We scored 211. This was a good performance. Edmonds 52. He's actually been reasonable for us, averaging 30 with a 175 strike rate. I'd say that's actually very good. And then just usual middle order, but just scoring at a fast enough rate to give ourselves a score. We don't go through. Defending champions are out, but 7 and 7's probably a fair indication of where we are with our batting. Alan returns from international duty, where he's putting up some pretty reasonable numbers, averaging 46, 558 runs, averaging over 40 in all competitions, averaging 60 in T20 cricket, and 3 test match wickets to his name. What about our man Mitchell, averaging 20 with the bat? That's useful in tests, 72 wickets at 23. Honestly, it's a fine performance, and we get them all back. And Richards has been promoted as well. 24.5 grand, right arm medium fast. 96 wickets, this is looking good already. 96 wickets at 21 in second team cricket. That's useful. 29 at 19 in one. Oh, mate. He looks a stud. He looks an absolute stud muffin. It puts us in a good position, actually, this, because we've got all our players back. Mitchell's back, Kale's back, Addy's back. And we smashed. This was 5-star against 5-star. We smashed Lancashire. 182 all out. 133 all out. Lewis Gregory with 5 but Lewis Gregory with 87 not out as well. He is such a talented all-round player for us. Year in, year out, adds great value, particularly as that 4th seamer. Superb performance from the team. Couldn't be happier. Runs as well for Alan. He scores 146. The Plum Dog with 90. Great performance. 9 down, 7 1 and 1, 154 on the board. Swanton's improved their front foot batting to the limit, which is a little bit of a it's a good thing, but it's also making sure that we're trying to develop the Royal London Cup players as well as our team gets butchered again. Alan, Mitch and Kale and Addy and Leach. Oh, they've all gone. Looking at the bowlers in second team cricket, working out how we piece this team together. Drinkle's got 35 at 20 with a good strike rate. So's Whitehead 46 at 21, looks very good. Leonard is not the player at all. Baker 38 at 17 with an incredible strike rate. Goldsworthy, if we want a spinner, which sometimes it is good to have a spinner, looks pretty good. Aldridge is looking like he could be ready. So that's the change we're going to make. We keep having to do this makeshift. The players we sign are that good, but it's going to be Plummer, Rafferty, Abel, Swanton coming in is going to be the change as well. Does mean we're no longer 5-star. We're a 4-star rated team going up against a 5-star rated Sussex team. Oh, we've got out of jail with that. We get 9 points for the draw, We bat 106 overs for 217. We needed about 450 to win. We thoroughly outplayed. Tom Abel, 24 strike rate. Love to see that. One drop catch, but fairly chanceless. Brindle as well with a 31 strike rate. Get it done. They bat big. We didn't look like getting it done. Wall got injured as well, which caused us massive problems. Bowling unit was weak. Then it got weakened further. And then with the bat, no one stood up. Okay, Aldridge comes in and improves his bowling technique. And we've got to make a change, and it's a big change. We dropped to 3.25 star rated. Whitehead's coming in for debut. Wall isn't quite fit for the game. What a win. We have beat them. We only score 333. Jimmy Rue, this could be massive. 96 retired hurt. Gregory with 54. Rafferty with 64. Set it up. But bowling attack, everyone chipping in. Whitehead with the first wicket. Got Joe Weatherly. Scored a good 100 in 2022, I think it was. He scored a big one. One wicket again, but team just does enough to give us a victory. Somehow, we're a winning team. And by that I mean we set seamers wickets that are result pitches, and our bowling attack has generally been pretty good. As we lose a hell of a lot of players, and we try and piece together what our team is going to be for the Royal London Cup. It's the same every year. And this is the team we're going to go with. Jack Leach is available. Wall and Whitehead are going to take the new ball. Wainwright and Aldridge are there. This is how they did last year. Little bit disappointing, but we do have options. We've got Leonard, Baker, Drinkle, Richards who could come in. With the bat, not so many options. Brindle's going to move up to bat at 3 because I feel like he could be the guy. Swanson and Flavin, what are you going to get with that? Don't know. Cook's going to play. Jimmy Rue's out injured. We've got Golly who can come in. We've got Tom Lammonby or Rafferty. All of them can come in. Rafferty, if we remember, is the guy who's averaging 36 in 3-day cricket, but 52 in 1-day cricket. We've also got Goldsworthy who could come in as well. So it's going to be difficult. We're not even a 2-star rated team. We're worse than we were last year. As we pick up a win. 269. Edmund scores a century. His second century in the 1-day cup, which is very, very nice to see. Very poor throughout, but Wainwright popped up with a 50 as well. And then with the ball, it was just controlled. There was no one blowing anyone away or blowing anyone off. It was just controlled, good economy rates. Oh man, we're terrible with the bat. We were cruising at 122 for 2 at one stage and not even trying to be aggressive. We just get blown away. Don't feel like Flavin is the guy at all. I wonder whether a Tom Lammonby in the middle order might be a good thing just to firm it up a little bit. Plummer's done it. We get a win. Plummer gets a winning 109 off 127. That's a hell of a knock at 85 strike rate. Plumaging the ball through the offside. One boundary on the leg side, so maybe we need to do a bit of work on that. But it is a first 1-day century for him as well. A good performance with the ball. Actually, I think it might be the second time we've bowled a team out. Bracey with 118. But Wall was immense. 5 for 18 off 8. It's another win. And it's another bowl out. Derbyshire bowled out in 38 overs. Wall keeps picking up a couple at the start. But it's the wickets in the middle that's proving key. No one could really get going for Derbyshire. We knocked them off. Edmonds is having a good campaign so far. 103 of 63 and an 80 not out. With 3 and 1, we could make it through. But don't jinx it. Don't say that just yet. 18 runs short. They get 298. Slightly expensive here. Wainwright 3 for 73 was the one that they really got hold of. Jack Bird batted really well for his 94 at a run of ball. Without that, they were struggling, and it was our usual thing where we had a little bit of a collapse. Don't think we've quite got it right with... Oh, James Rue's fit. This could be a game changer. Jimmy Rue is fit. He can come in for Cook, who is averaging 14. That could be a really, really meaningful change to us. With the ball, Wainwright slightly expensive at 6.3s. Lammonby's coming in averaging 27, so that's not too bad. Overall, relatively happy. Not going to make any changes to the top. We're just going to keep trying to do what we're doing and win a few more games. Oh, it's a terrible performance. 318. We bat really well. James Rue adds good value. 50s from the openers, and they knocked them off really easy. We had no control, no wicket taking, and now it's starting to get murky. Going to make a change. Lammonby's out. I'm bringing in Rafferty. we stay 2 stars. But he averages 50 odd in second team cricket in this competition, so you never know. And we win just. I know 38 runs looks convincing, but it wasn't always, because everyone kept getting a few and getting them closer and closer. But Wainwright's 4 for 28 at 2.8 and over was critical, as was Jimmy Roo's 82 off 85. It puts us into the dance, but Northants have got games in hand. As Edmonds is out for 6 days, Richards is out for 5 weeks. Oh, of all the timing you could have got, that is not what we needed. Tom Lemmonby is going to come in and open the batting. We're playing against Glamorgan, just checking the table. We're in at the moment. And if we beat Glamorgan, we are definitely in. I think 20 wickets. 20 wickets is going to be key. 20 wickets would be exceptional. I think taking wickets is going to be key. Whitehead's been really good, but doesn't take any wickets. Question is there someone else that we want to make a last desperate change for? Drinkle would be the one, but I'm not going to do it. I haven't got the balls to do it on such a big occasion. A chance. This is a really big chance. As we lose to Glamorgan 259. This is the frustrating part of our batting lineup. This should have been so much bigger. Brindle and Jimmy Roo batted superb, put on 107, and then there's nothing. And we're so bowling heavy, our tail gets blown away by a hat trick, and they knock them off quite cruisingly, and we are not through. Oh, that's a hard one to take. 4 and 4. I thought we were good enough to get through. As we flick back to the Championship, where we're currently in second with a game in hand over Sussex. 3 games to go. Can we knock off the Championship? We've got some players back. Cale's back, Wall's back, Jimmy Roo's obviously back, and Jack Leach is back. But we've got a whole bunch of guys on international duty as well. We cruise home with 7 wickets to spare against Hampshire. Good performance with the ball. Cale with 3 for. Wainwright with 4 for. The bat, Tom Abel. We're indebted to this guy this year. He's... of all the times I've tried to drop him, he's gone over 1,000 runs in Division 1, an average of almost 63 centuries. 3 centuries last year, and I've dropped him for 4 games. So, fine performance. Gregory and Leach were key as well. They put on 130 for that 7th wicket partnership. But Jack Leach coming in at number 8 shows you how fragile our batting lineup can be. Swanton improves offside batting to the limit. And I just want to stop the press for a second, and I want to look at some test match players that we've got going on. Jack Leach, 42 games for England, 176 wickets. Mitchell, 76 wickets at 25. Allen, 690 runs at 49. Coverton, Adis played now 3 games, 27 wickets at 19. And Kale, 16 at 26. That's exceptional. One day cricket, we've got a few more. Green's played, Gregory's played, Adis played. 6 at 56, that's not quite working out. Kale 14 at 35, not amazing, but Mitchell might be one of the best players to appear on the game altogether. And he's played 19 T20 games as well, 35 at 17. So we are flourishing in supporting the England train. Big game. Surrey away on a bowling condition sort of deck. It might not be a result pitch. It could be a result pitch, but there is rain planned. I actually don't know what to do there. We're going to have a bat. Big result. Swanton goes to his 2nd first-class century. When did he score one? 2 seasons ago in Division 1. Only played 4 games last year, but he's gone to a century here, batting beautifully. 100 off 207 in a big partnership with Tom Abel. Cruise home by 8. 4-7-4 the score. Abel and Swanton. Brilliant. Tom Abel is in fine fettle. And is 1,221 runs and average 67. That's how good he's been. So we bat really well, but the key was the ball. We got the best of the bowling conditions when it was raining and overcast, and we made the most of it. Kale 2, Wall 3, Wainwright 3, and same in the second innings, except Wall shone with his 6 for 69, which puts us 15 points clear from Sussex with 1 game remaining. We go unchanged against Northampton. A chance to do it. A chance to say that we've won the Blast. We've won Division 2 and we've won the County Championship Division 1 with just the Royal London Cup to go. It's overcast. Day 1 We want to win a game of cricket, so we're going to bowl. With 2 runs to win, it is pumped away by Swanton, a signing from the first season, and we have gone on and won the county championship. Rafferty 90, Abel 84 not out. Of course, Abel 84 not out. He has had a magnificent season. We get the victory. Sussex lose anyway, so we do it in style. Gregory with a 5, Wall with a 5. We're top of the pops, the cream of the crop, winners of the County Championship Division 1. And we do it with the best bat in the country, being young, 30-odd-year-old Tom Abel with 1,331 runs. That is quite a phenomenal effort. And with the ball, Wall made the top list with 63 wickets as well. It's just a fine effort. Abel's 1,331 runs was exceptional. Plummer 894 at 38. I'll take that from my opener. James Rue had an improved year, averaging 43, scoring 747. Allen was great, averaged over 100 when he was playing, but trying to get him is going to be really difficult going forward considering he's one of the best in England. Brindle averaged 38. I'll take a bit of that. Rafferty, there's a bit of work to do there. Swanton averaged 43. All very good stuff, but the ball was key. Wall 63 at 23, Gregory 53 at 27, the best fourth bowler, fourth seamer going around. Kale 51 at 24. His economy rate all fairly expensive, but get it done. Wainwright 32 wickets in 8 games at an average of 27. Mitchell 28 at 20. There's just a lot to like about this team and what we've been able to do. Even in the one-day competitions, Wall and Wainwright were fantastic. Leach expensive. Season number 4 of this Somerset Youth Academy Challenge only. And things are going very, very well. Top winners of the championship. We've already won the Blast. But the Royal London Cup, surprise, surprise for anyone that's watched the channel for a while, it continues to evade us. As it's time to get in to contracts. And this should be a good one because this is season number 4, so we would have lost a lot of players. Andrew and Mead, those sorts of players are now going to be leaving us. Golly is still only 17,500. That's incredibly cheap. Plummer has become our first choice opener. He's got 40 first class matches to his name. The general rule is you need about 15 to work out what sort of player they are. He's played more than 15 in all, and he's not bad. If we look at his county championship, 53% of his scores are below 50, but there is improvement. There's more consistency. This is his entire career in county championship cricket, innings by innings. More consistency it felt over the last 2 seasons, and that can be seen as his average has gone from 24 to 33 to almost 39. Problems in the Blast. He does open the batting for us, but gets out for less than 20, 57% of the time. Is not past 50 in the last couple of seasons. So definitely worth the money. Definitely seen as someone for the future. Flavin's not had the opportunity to progress, but I have given him a little bit of game time, so he's going to get another deal at 27 grand. Lewis Goldsworthy's seen improvement, but 48,000 feels like a hell of a lot of money. But he's only 24 years old, so I like that. Craig Overton can have a couple of years because we're going to continue to keep using him. Wainwright has been really good for us. If we look at just county championship cricket, he's got 77 wickets at 28. And that bowling average last year in Division 1 was 27. So I think there's a lot of good stuff there. He doesn't play so much in the Blast, but you can see he's continuously improved with an average of 17. Strike rate down to 12 last year, which is exceptional. If you can sneak below 10, it's like world class. And Royal London Cup, he's had some good campaigns for us, 21 wickets last year. Drinkle we signed in the first year. He's not had an opportunity, but we're going to hold on to him for the squad. Sonny Baker, I'm actually going to let go. Ben Green's the interesting one because he's obviously a very good player. He's playing in the IPL and he's even tasted 4 T20 internationals. Strike rate of 19, economy of 7.44. So maybe I should be using him more. He's going to get a 3-year deal. And Richards is the latest young player to come through. His stats averages 20 in the second team 3-day cricket. Strike rate's pretty good. 18 with the ball and 14. So he looks like he's going to be a very good player. So he's going to get a 3-year deal. Does mean we've probably got about 130 grand to spend. Our squad size is massive. It's just bulk full of youth. Everyone in this team is now just eligible for us. So there's got to be something very, very good if we're going to go and make a signing. And this is really interesting because there's hardly any players. And in fact, there's no players that I actually feel like having a go at. So we're going to skip a week and we get a couple of new players coming on the market. And there's a couple that kind of tickle your fancy. Granville, Batty and Stott. If we just look at the batters to start with, both averaging in the 50s in second team cricket. The one-day stuff averaging 39 and 33. And the strike rates are abysmal for T20 cricket. The ball, Stott's averaging 26 in 3-day cricket. 33 and 30. I just don't think there's anything there. There's a strike rate of 14 from Weaver. You know, you either back yourself to me on this game. Economy rate can be king, but I firmly believe that strike rate is king, because if you bowl the team out and you get through the top order, you create havoc. So there's actually nothing there that makes me want to shout. And as such, we end our transfer window by not signing anyone, but having a squad size of 32. Time to get stuck into the season. We've got Yorkshire and Leicestershire joining us back up in Division 1. Warwickshire retaining wooden spoon holders. It's going to be interesting to see what we do with the team this year. We're going to make some changes. It wants us to pick Edmund in the team. It's either going to be Edmund or Swanton. Swanton with 5 games last year, average 43. Very, very reasonable. But we also have this interesting fact that we always need a James Rue in the team, which means we can play Lewis Gregory as the all-rounder. Does want us to pick new kid on the block, Richards, Big Fred with his 25,500, as the 4th seamer. I find that very hard to do when Kale was immense. Mitchell's already up to 95 test match wickets. Addy's up to 27. He's played 3 test matches. And if we look at Addy, he's only played 4 championship matches for us. So that's the team we're going to go with. Fairly consistent with what we've been doing, except opening. We didn't plug the opening gap. Green's away. We did open with Rafferty a few times. He averaged 33. Smeed's opened. Plummer's opened. But here I'm going to go with Edmonds. So a relatively strong team. We're a 5-star team going into the start of the season against a 4.5-star Lancashire team who were 5 stars last year. They do have Lewis Deploy, Travis Head, Josh Butler, Josh Bohannon, Keaton Jennings in there. Lyndon James has made the signings. Pat Cummins with the ball. Matt Parkinson's great on the game. This is going to be a hard game. But look at our team. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players through the academy. Match drawn. We needed about 160, 165 to win from 60 overs. We were cruising, and then Jimmy Rue chewed up 48 balls for 12. Brindle 14 off 35. And we managed to hold on the last ball to get a draw. We did get Josh Butler. He batted really well for 162. Mitch with a 5 for Wall with 3 in the second. Addy with 2 in the second as well. Decent performance. The Plum Dog, where he starts off the season red hot. Like I said, his average has been going from 20s to 35 to 38. Is this the first season where he takes the leap and comes an average? I average 40 opening the batting in the championship. And he doesn't feel like he's good enough to play international cricket, so he could be a lifer for us. So we go up against the old team. And this is really interesting. Wagstaff was on the market and I didn't sign him, and he became a great player in those 10 seasons. Well, he's here and we're playing against him, and Sussex signed him. We've been battered by Sussex. We got asked to follow on in this. They got 3-5-2. We bowled pretty well, particularly up top. Kale taking the first 3 wickets. He finished with 3 for 71. But Steve Smith's a good player, isn't he? Manetti with runs, Archer with runs. Frustrated us. And then we got blown away by Robinson and Archer at the top. Second innings, we batted really well, top 4, and then fell apart. So it could be a hard one. Was last season a fluke? And we do get our first win of the season against a good Surrey team. Michael Jones, exceptional player, scored 100. Ryan Patel, with 71. Lewis Gregory kind of held us together here. People got in, like all the top 5 got in. Jimmy Roo's in a bit of a bad shape at the moment. And then Plum Dogs 61 takes us home. Plum is off to a decent start to the season. We're 1-1-1 and mid-table. Another win, a good performance against Nottinghamshire, a decent Nottinghamshire team. Lacking a little bit of firepower at times, but they do have Will Jacks in the team, who was incredibly let go. So, if we were actually signing players elsewhere, I would have signed Will Jacks. Good bowling performance. Mitchell with 4 for 28 leading the way. We get 292. Some good stuff. Alan with a 50. Roo, finally. Hey, welcome to the season, James Roo. It did start 5 weeks ago. He got some runs. Edmonds with 82 at the top. And we knocked him off pretty easy. Tom Abel, 64, gives us 20 points. 2-1-1. There's a performance. Kale, take a bow. 7 for 63, 5 for 70. That's a fine performance. That 7 for 63 is his best. He's already got 10 fifers. He's only played 36 first-class matches. That is 202 wickets at 21 is such a good record. We didn't bat that great, but the weather was terrible on day 2, so we accelerated this, tried to score relatively quickly. Edmonds scored at a 69 strike rate, which I like. 88 for James Roo. Really good stuff. Pick up another win. 3-1-1. Closing in on Sussex. Ooh, Kale goes back-to-back 10-fers. 4 for 72, 6 for 56. We win by 28. They needed 318 to win off basically a day and about 2 overs. But Mitchell and Kale grabbed a couple. Alan with a ton. Jimmy Roo with a ton. He's well and truly into the season now, which is really good because he started so slow. He's scored all these runs and only averaging 35. So good performance. We go to the T20 Blast break. 4-1-1. Achievable, but 18 points behind Sussex. Look at this attack. We've got 4 England contracted bowlers in the team, and Alan, I've actually got batting there. I want to move him up 1. He's average aggression, but with him playing for England, you'd expect him to be pretty good. Lots of very aggressive players in the top 7. And to be fair, we've not really changed the team too much from last year. Couple of players have dropped out, but what we've gone with, we've got Alan available, Lammonby's in, due to his very aggressive nature. We're back on it. The bowling attack is red hot. Kale with 3 in the power play. Wall with 1. We get through the Mitchell not opening the bowling, but 2 for 4 was really good. Smeed with a 50. Allen with 40. Usual, we don't know what to do towards the back end of the innings, which is strange because that's normally where I generally do pretty well. But good stuff. And we get past Sussex by 5 runs. We were in danger when Smith and Tom Alsop came out, batting really well. 87, none for 30, but 7.5 and over was probably the reason we won. Tom Banton with a rare 50. He's been so bad at the top for us, but getting it done with 2-0. As we lose Alan, Mitchell, Kale, AD, Jack Leach to the test team. Literally the whole bowling attack. And we're going to make a bit of a different change here. I've got Craig Overton I could bring in, who generally has been alright, but his economy rate's slightly high last year. We've got young Drinkle, we've got young Whitehead. Drinkle's not done great in the games that he's played. Whitehead neither. Whitehead reasonable economy rate in one-day cricket. But we're going to go with young Richards, who it's recommending. And we do have a big gap in the middle order that we need to fill as well. Which is going to be filled by Rafferty here, who averages 35 with a 162 strike rate in second team cricket. Does mean we're a 3.5-star rated team now. We do get past Glamorgan, but it didn't feel good. We scored 210, but if you take out the 100 from Edmonds, which was absolutely amazing for a 20-year-old to go and score 100, he's now got 100 in the Royal London Cup as well as the T20 Blast. There wasn't a lot. Rafferty came in 45 off 36, was really slow, tiny bit of acceleration. It does make me worry that we're not going to be good enough without our stars. Great win. We bowled them out for 117 and we make a change. We actually bowled Tom Lammonby because it was a real seamer's deck. It was overcast. He picks up 2 for 22 as the 5th bowler. Wainwright was brilliant with 4 for 23 and we knocked them off easy with Edmonds in fine fettle. And we smashed Middlesex as well. The bowling attack is on good form. Wall with 5 for 28. We had him 5 for 56 here. We get 170. Brindle with 60 off 41. Kind of held that bottom order together. Something we don't see very often. Oh, we win by 13. They needed 14 off the last over. The big over was actually bowled by the Wall. And it was which over was it? It was over 18. They were going really well, just getting some momentum. He took 2 wickets in an over to take us home. Banton with 50, Edmonds 35. Good opening partnership that, although relatively slow, it still meant we scored 175. If we can score 175 and defend it, we know we've got a pretty decent team. Another win. We're on fire. 148 for 8 Hampshire. Good bowling. Richards with 3 for 24. Him and Gregory were superb. Really, in this period, we really held them to account. Did really well and got enough. Banton 61 off 35s, having, I want to say, a career year, but definitely the best season that he's had since we started this save. Another smashing win. 1-3-1 all out Gloucester. The Wall with 4 for 33. I think we only had 1 in the power play here, actually. I was going to say a couple in the power play, but 2. We got 1 at the end of the power play. Good performance from him. 1-3-3 for 4. We knocked them off. Edmonds good. Brindle 57. When we're only chasing that few, it's relatively easy. We've got a plus 2.0 on net run rate. And we're 8 for 8. I've not changed the team. We are going with our T20 Blast team into the championship. Doesn't make a difference to us. Win by an innings and 43. We get 4-7-2. Banton and Smeed getting a rare game. Smeed with a ton. In fact, I think the 2 games he's actually played for us, he's scored centuries. So maybe I'm really missing something there. Banton was good. Rafferty with a ton as well. Now got 2 county championship centuries to his name. 1 last year and his average of 33. And with the ball, the Wall was good. And everyone was good. We performed really well. In fact, we go and overtake Sussex. We get home against Surrey. Only just. We get 168 all out, thanks to Lewis Gregory surviving us at the end. The Wall with another 4-fer. His form is phenomenal. This year, 24 wickets at 10, strike rate of 8, economy of 7.4. It's incredible what he's doing, predominantly with the new ball and at the death. And we just managed to get across the line. It looked like they could sneak it, but we're 9 for 9. We're 9 for 9 with our international players back as well. Now, I'm not going to drop Tom Lammonby because he's got 14 overs and providing great value. Goldsworth has been amazing. The only player we could potentially look to move on is Rafferty, and that would be for Allen coming back in. And it's the same with the ball, to be honest. They've not played heaps. Wainwright's slightly expensive, so maybe that's the change we go for, and we bring in Kale. But I might leave a couple of players out, and that's preposterous to say, but in fact, no, I'm not. I'm going to bring in Mitchell. Okay, I'm leaving Addy out, the England spinner. We lose. Shouldn't have made the changes. They get 154, and we just can't get across the line. I don't think it's anything in particular to do with the changes, but you never know. I'm superstitious. We smashed them. 214 the score. Edmonds, 2nd century. Another 50-odd ball century. He is averaging 39 in the Blast after 19 games with 2 centuries, a 167 strike rate. That is phenomenal. And Kale comes good. Expensive. He's been expensive in the games that he's played this season. He's going at 11s here. Overall in the season going at 10s. But strike rate of 8. I tell you, strike rate over economy rate. I don't care what other people tell you. If you can bowl a team out, you are going to win at T20 cricket. We'll lose. We'll lose by 17 runs. Brindle with 59 of 28 tried to ride it close, but they get 190. Back pretty well here. Gregory with 3 for 21, but Wall and Kale both expensive. They got off to a flyer. Bit of championship action. Back to being a 5-star rated team. We're going without Plummer, which is a difficult thing to do considering he's been pretty good. He's averaging 35 this year, but I wanted to give Smeed a go. Can he get it done in a back-to-back game to give me some confidence that he could potentially be the opener to go alongside maybe an Edmonds? I don't know. I'm mixing and matching. We got battered by 100 runs. They bat well. Lyndon James with 96. Hiradoy with 69. All the top order, all getting in. So they're just accumulating runs really nicely. And for us, it didn't quite work out. Middle order was reasonable good, but Edmonds and Smeed experiment, well, I think it's safe to say that didn't work against a good bowling attack. James Rowe improves his leg side batting to the limit, in which case there's not a great deal I can work him on. That's a hell of a performance. We knock off in 15.3 overs, 162, Smeed 75 off 46, Brindle 51 off 24, and we did it off some good change bowling. Richards 2 for 25. He's actually come in and looks a very reasonable cricketer, 20 years old in his first season. done it again. We've knocked off 182 with 2 over to spare. Allen was 68 off 36, going at a 188 strike rate. Brindle looks great player. 46 off 28. 400 in one-day cricket. A first-class century to his name. Looks every inch the sort of player that we want, the sort of player we need. We finished top of the Blast group with 12 and 2. And we also... Addy's on international duty. But at the same time, it's a seamer's wicket. And we do have Kale back. So that's just a like-for-like swap. However, it's a spinner for a seamer. But we are going to be without Allen, who's been very, very good. 38 average, 135 strike rate. The guy I'm going to go with is going to be Swanton, who scored runs in Championship and Royal London Cup. We are a 4-star rated team going up against Leicestershire, and we're batting. I always bowl first, but we're batting. We're in. Winning, you're in, and we've won. Will Smead, 72 off 52. He is having a great campaign. 484 runs, 350s, 147 strike rate. Edmonds has gone quiet after an exceptional start, but still averaging 36. And we do it on the ball. The wall with 4 for 28. His record is phenomenal. 33 wickets at 13 now. He's getting it done. 4 seamers works. We're playing against Sussex of all teams. 2 young players coming through, Piggott and Keane. Piggott's an opener, which I really, really want to explore. Is he a good opener? He averages 44 in first-class cricket. I like a bit of that. 53 in one-day cricket. And 27. I think that's a really good signing. Keane, on the other hand, is a bowler. With the ball, he doesn't look the best. 5 stars against a 4-star Yorkshire team. We've had to shuffle the deck for the Championship, but Edmonds is going to open with Plummer, who's coming back in. Abel at 3, Rafferty at 4, who scored a ton. Brindle's batting reasonably well. They're all averaging 30, mid-30s, which is okay because our bowling attack is so hot at the moment. And with the ball, we've got the wall, we've got Kale, we've got Jack Leach in for a random game, and Richards hopefully can continue his fine start. It's not convincing, it's 5 wickets, but Rafferty's 50 gets us across the line. Brindle with a 50 in the first innings, but it's the ball, because we're going up against a good team. Joe Root, David Milan, Johnny Bairstow, Tom Kyle Cadmore, Finley Bean coming in bat number 8, Don Best can bat. They actually bowled reasonably well with what I feel is quite a poor bowling attack for them, but a good win. Good win. It's a really close Championship battle. And it's semi-final. It's finals day. Allen is back from international duty. He comes straight back into the team. We've got Mitchell on the sidelines. What do we do? I think we go over Wainwright. I want to give Kale the new ball because generally he's been exceptional with the new ball. Addy is available. It's overcast. I think that's the team we're going with. We lose by 3 wickets. The batting was a problem. They got the best of the conditions. Overcast. And a team that's got Robinson, Archer and Finn Hudson-Prentice is going to cause you problems. And it did for us. We gave it a good go. We gave it a good crack. Bowlers performed reasonably well. Took 7 wickets. But it's a semi-final berth in the Blast this year. A couple of changes. Addy and Mitchell are back in. Allen's coming in for Tom Abel, who I keep saying is probably the best player we've got. He's only averaging 30 this year. Allen, I know he's averaging 30, but he's international quality. 19 test matches with an average of 42 to his name. He will come good. A good player out of form is better than a bad player in form. I'm not saying Tom Abel's bad, it's just Allen's better. Win by 5 wickets. It was an easy win, but we were racing against time. It was raining on day 4, so we were just trying to smash it. We get there in 15 overs. Done on the way to the ball and everyone chipping in. Rafferty scores 164. That's his 3rd Championship century. Now averaging 88 this season from the 3 games that he's played. Plummer with a well-deserved 100. Dropped, rightly or wrongly. I still made the decision. Incredibly tight. 3 teams really in the race. 4 points between us. The big news, though, is that the wall is injured for 6 days. It does beg the question, what change do we make? It's either going to be a Wainwright or a Richards. Richards is getting the nod. We've smashed them. Durham have been rolled. 179. Ollie Robinson of wicketkeeper fame scores 77 as we blitz through them. KL 2, Mitchell 2, Richards 3. Definitely made the right choice there. We get 451. It's good batting. Plummer with a 50. Allen with 90. Batting at number 3 now. That's his new role. Rafferty 127. Just continuing fine form. Love it. Averaging 96 this year. Jimmy Rue with a 50. Averaging 33. Is Rue going to be the player I expected? But it's a big win. Nottingham should drop off a little bit. So us and Sussex. 3 games remaining going into the Royal London Cup. 1 point between us. As we lose Addy, Smeed, Lammonby, Kale, Mitchell, Green, Overton, Banton, Bartlett, Allen, Wall, Gregory, Abel. So we go with a team of Edmonds at the top. Are we actually doing that? We're going Edmonds at the top with Plummer. Swanton 3, Rafferty 4, who's been good in first class cricket, not quite shone in this competition. Brindle, Root. So top 6 is good. With the ball, I feel we've got issues. Whitehead averages 43, Leach 38, Aldridge 35, Richards is brand new. We've got Drinkle, who we could bring in, or we've got a Lewis Goldsworthy. So this is the team we're going to go with, which takes us to a 2-star team. What a win. We win by 3 runs. They were chasing down 2, 3, 4, and Richards comes up the gun player, LBW. Massive wicket for us. We only got 237. Blitz balled all around, except Brindle, who has held strong. Averaging 34 in the championship, had an amazing blast competition, averaging 49 with a 158 strike rate. He gets a ton. It's a huge win. Plumdog goes big, 120 not out, averaging 40 from 23 games with 2 centuries to his name. And Edmonds scores a century, his 3rd one in this competition that he's averaging nearly 50. We get a big score. Rafferty blitzes it towards the end as well. And the bowling is just good enough. We didn't take early wickets, but what we did have is early control. They didn't get away from us until here when we started pecking away at wickets. Surely not. The competition that eluded us for 10 seasons at Sussex and 3 seasons so far on this is looking okay so far. We've won 3 straight. 291 they score. We got rid of Smith for 84. That was big. But then knocking him off was really good. Plummer with the 70. Edmonds with runs, all scoring fast. Rafferty and Brindle and Rue just cruise home with over 100 to go. We lose to Hampshire, but it's not the end of the world. They bat really well at the top of the order. We didn't get any inroads actually during the power play. They were 1 for 74. But we get 311. Plummer with another 100 at a runner ball. Brindle with runs. Rue with runs. And we only lose by 30, chasing 340. Like, it's not the end of the world. As long as we don't go on a big losing streak, we're going to be okay. But we are playing 4-star Leicestershire. Leach has been very expensive and doesn't take wickets. That's a slight problem. So I'm going to go with Goldsworthy for this one. It does mean changing the captaincy, which is a dangerous thing to do. And it's going to go to Swanton. But Swanton's averaging 9 this year, which feels not right. He's a better player than 9. Moves us up to a 3-star rated team, actually, that change. Lose to Leicester. Couldn't even chase down 273. And now it's starting to get tired again. Oh, we sneak home against Essex by 32. Plummer with 103. That's a decent campaign. 120, 113, 103, a 78 in there as well. He's averaging 81. Rafferty bats well for 96 again. Some consistency. It's an unfortunate line going downwards, but some consistency there. And we bowled them out for 280. And we were way behind this. We didn't take a wicket till the 21st over when... 19th over when Whitehead came on and took 3 in an over. Completely changed the game. 4-2. One more win and we're actually in. And we do it. With 297 we end up getting... Didn't get the runs from up top from Evans and Plummer this time, but middle order, consistent. Swanton finally finding a bit of that good form. Moves up to a 30 average. We're good enough with the ball. Aldridge and Goldsworthy get it done. We've won 5. I want to say we're definitely in. But are we? There's a team on Warwickshire on 8, Worcestershire 9, Sussex 9. I guess all you can control is winning. And that's what we're going to go and do. We're definitely in. We've definitely done it. 2-8 all out they finish. Goldsworthy has been really good. 4.4 and over he went at here. He's got 9 wickets at 26, economy rate of 5.95. I feel like he's getting better and better. Plummer with more runs, 76 here, takes his tally to 572 on the season. Rafferty with a 50, Rue with 34 not out to take us home, Country Road, into the semi-finals, finishing top. Who would have thought it? We have got a couple of changes we could make. Swanton's only averaging 25. We've got Green available. With the ball, we've got Kale available, who is absolutely top-notch. I'm going to do it. I'm going to bring him in for Wainwright. That's the one change. We've been in this position with on the Sussex save before where we make changes in the semi-final and it never worked. Can it work here? We've done it! 12-run victory! Joe Denley, not Joe Denley. Joshua Daly almost robbed us. 111 off 84 balls back. Superb. But we got wickets towards the end of the innings. Lots of wickets in this back end. We just managed to get across the line. Kale with 4. It was the right decision. We bat amazing. 322. Brindle gets 168 off 128. That record, averaging more than 40 in first-class cricket, 54 in one-day cricket and 47 in the Blast, is exceptional. He will go off and play the 100 next year. But for the first time in the save, we have an opportunity to win the Royal London Cup. And I don't want to say if we win this we've completed the series, but it does mean we've won every single trophy available to us, something we weren't able to do in 10 seasons. But first, we've got first-class cricket ahead of us and the chance to win the championship. We are a little bit understacked with international duty. In fact, Allen's out as well. I missed that one. So Tom Abel's back in. And we beat Surrey, a good Surrey team. Wasim Afridi, 22 years old, Pakistani. Played T20 international cricket. He goes and bags himself a very nice century, averaging 56 this year from the games that he's played in. We get 422. The Plum Dog Millionaire, 156. I feel like we've got one for the ages here. He's a good player. He's averaging 42 this year with 3 centuries. 3 centuries, averaging 65 in the Royal London Cup. It's a great performance. Brindle with 99 as well. Don't discount his record this year. Just exceptional player, exceptional win. Gives us a 17-point cushion as we go into the final, which we'll have to do without Kale, who is now on England international duty. And it does mean, the wall's available. Crikey, break the walls down. This is huge. Is the wall actually any good in this format? 27 wickets at 28, 5.12 economy rate. That's pretty good. We're going to stick with Swanton, are we? We've got Allen, who we could bring in. The stud Allen, with 22 test matches to his name. Never played in this competition, but he's having a poor year. Averaged 30 in it the previous year. I think we've got to back the guys. We've got to back to the guys that got us to the dance. We're almost a 4-star rated team. Going up against Derbyshire, Anuj Dahl, Brooke Guest, Harry Kame, Potts, Watford of Scottish fame. We're going to win the toss. I'm scared. I think we should bat first, given the pitch, given the nature. I don't want to. I feel we're a better chasing team, but batting is the right decision. Oh my days, it comes down to this. It's been a poor game of cricket from our behalf. They need about 240 to win. We've managed to claw it back. They were cruising, but wickets are spread around. We've got Richards bowling. Nice. They need 15, but they've got 1 wicket left to do it. Richards into Fogden. Oh, he's hit him on the pads. Never. We're going to do it. We've actually gone and done it. We've actually gone and won the Royal London Cup. He's been absolutely pinned stone dead, and it's bowling and strike rate that does it time and time again. We make 239 for 9. Brindle held us together with 90. Plummer with 56. Swanton was an absolute chocolate fireguard in this competition, averaged 21. But the ball has got it done. It's a wonderful performance. We've completed the save in 4 seasons. We've won the Championship. We've won the Royal London Cup. We've won the Blast. We've won Division 2. And we even got relegated. We have done everything there is to do. Brooke Guest has had possibly one of the greatest years of all time. 990 runs at an average of 123, scored 71 in the final. That's a hell of an effort. Plummer, 642 runs at an average of 64. Brindle, 605 runs at 121 for us. Whitehead with 22 at 24. Richards, 20 at 22. Just consistent throughout. What a season. What a campaign. Can we go and wrap it off by winning the county championship? And we smashed Kent. 2-6-2 all out. Albert Cliff, 24 years old, plays a blinder, 114 off 143. They were scoring at a really fast rate. He's had a good season. We go and score 720. Brindle, 273. 287 balls. It's a strike rate of 95. There's 8 sixes to throw at it. There was chances. There was played and miss. But the fact is, we've got a guy that averages no less than 47 across all 3 formats. He's averaged no less than 49.87 across all 3 formats this year. He has been wonderful. Rafferty with a ton. Plumdog with another ton. It's 23 points. We are 18 points clear going into the final game of the season. I make that we need 3 points. And we're playing against Sussex. Winner take all. And we're doing it with the bigwigs back. Cale and Mitchell. Orr, Wagstaff, Allsop. Where's the runs coming from? They're coming from Orr, they're coming from Allsop, they're coming from Arkwright. And with the ball, well, it's a good bowling attack. There's Robinson, there's Archer. Josh Little's there, George Garton. It's a huge game. Incredibly, we've just got 3 batting points, which may mean we end up level on points and we should get some bowling points. But we were monstered. 9 for 168 and we end up on 304. Lewis Gregory, 92. What a player this guy's been. Always chipping away. Average 24 this year, 31, 30 the year before that. And the wall was 62. Match drawn. The last session's been rained off. We get 10 points. They get 8. After taking a short lead of 80 runs, we bat really well in the second innings. Plummer with 75. Takes him to 1,000 run season. Super happy with that. Rafferty 149. Brindle 155. We've got him 7 down on the ropes, but we've done it. Read it and weep. We've got 2 championships to our name. 1 Royal London Cup, the Blast, Division 2. As Plummer makes the run scoring charts. Ramshaw's there, who we almost signed a few years ago. Brindle with 1,121 runs at an average of 56 was exceptional. Hasiba Mead topped the charts. Dan Moriarty, 86. Ben Mike kept taking wickets against us. I can see why. He had a great campaign. Cale, 69 wickets at 21 from 12 games. It's such a good performance. These 2, wonderful. Rafferty, 810 runs. He only played 7 games. 7 games in average 90 with 5 centuries. 19 years old. He's got England duties written all over him. Edmonds at the top, 750 runs, averaging 31. He's not an opener, trying to make it happen. Allen had a poor season. Jimmy Rue had a down season. But the weight of the game, the weight of this game, has all been about the ball. 69 wickets for Cale, 46 for Lewis Gregory. What a competitor he is. Mitchell, 43. The Wall, 37. I'm okay with those stats because he got it done. Richards came in 5 games, not averaged 19. Addy averaged 21. Such a fine performance from this team. Just looking at the Royal London Cup, which our heroes went and won. Something, I can't believe it's taken 14 seasons of doing this on the channel to win one. But we finally did it. Plummer top scored in that. He's had a great career to this point. Just a mighty fine performance. So that is going to do it for this save. Thank you so much for watching. It's only 4 episodes, but it's about 4 hours of episodes. It's been great fun. Great to do it with Somerset. Great to do the homegrown challenge. And you thought that if things were going to change, they definitely are. The next save is going to be the biggest one we could possibly ever do. We are going to do a Glory Hunter save on the channel where we work our way around every single country, and in every single country we need to take the jobs and we need to win the Challenge Trophy, the T20 Blast, the County Championship, or whatever the equivalent is for every single country on the game. It is massive. It's going to be about 30 episodes. It's going to be fun. It's going to be hard. There's going to be lots of changes. And we're going to see you then.